Well, hello again, everyone. This is Bob Mannery, and you're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, only on A2D Radio. Tom and Mike, these guys are fucking awesome. But their side piece, Greg, that guy is a goddamn problem.
Let's go. This is Tom and Mike, AM and the PM, only on A2D Radio. Tom's with us, yeah, absolutely. Mike not with us tonight. Greg not with us tonight. Danny back in the house. Got Sweeps, Tom Arnone, Dan McGuckin, Robbie Pope on the ones and twos. The family out there joining us. We're going to somehow talk about the Philadelphia Eagles and the frustration of a season it is and the Super Bowl hangover or whatever the heck you want to call it, and just not the season any of us expected. So we got to talk Eagles frustrations. We'll do later on in the show. We'll do Phillies winter meetings. Obviously, Sixers talk. Lose again to the Brooklyn Nets. Somehow can never beat the Brooklyn Nets. I don't know what it is. They just match up well. It wasn't a Sunday at 6 games, so I don't know what the reason is behind that. We'll get into previewing the Eagles and Rams, and it's going to be a different kind of preview than when I wrote it out last night. Last night was expecting, 11's behind center, goes back to the place he got hurt. And what do you expect from him? And it's a little different now with Foles under center. We'll talk about Nick and Carson because we know everybody wants to talk about that. But everything ties into Eagles frustration. That's brought to you by our Wednesday night sponsor, Gibson Mayer LLC. Find them on the web, gibsonmayer.com. Right into the poll question, boys. Who's most to blame for the Eagles' failures this season? You can go straight injuries if you want to go that route. Jimmy Schwartz, Mike Groh, Carson, Doug. Who is it? Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us. We'll be answering all your questions, comments, and there's plenty of concerns, so bring them to the goddamn table. And if you got something positive about the Philadelphia Eagles, besides you thinking Jesus Christ just came back, besides you thinking Christ just came back, and we're going 3-0, you got some positive on how we can beat the L.A. Rams in L.A. on Sunday Night Football, let us know.
I got a positive for you.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it.
All right. I'm not saying we're going to beat them. It's a little positive.
All right, fam. Who's most to blame for the failures this season?
Doug.
You're going Doug?
I've said this before. Just like back in August, like you could tell with the media, he just seemed I don't know. He just seemed weird this year. I don't know if it was the book or what. He was missing something this year, just like the whole entire team was.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's everything, if you ask me, from A to Z. Just a combination of everything, but I agree with Danny. He had, like you want your head coach to have that swagger and have something about him, you know what I mean? But he was a little too Belichick-y. And I know that's not, on the field that's not a bad thing, but like in the like he was just getting so annoyed with all the Wentz questions, and I understand.
There were
guys are trying
questions.
they're trying to do their job. That's all, you know what I mean? That's, calm down. So yeah, he just had that, he had that about him early on, and it just, and now it just translated to the season with the, the play calling and all that stuff. But for me, it's just from A to Z. You know, what I mean, you can just, you could probably, everybody has their fingerprint on this season. Whether it's the schedule, the front office.
Right,
Because to me, it started at the top with the whole Foles thing. All right, let's talk about that. If you were going to, I understand keeping him. I get that, and I'm not saying that they should have traded him. But if you weren't going to play him for a month, all right, knowing this guy's coming off a major surgery, you just kept him for 2 games, and then maybe in emergency break glass and put him in there. If not, you might as well. You had the chance to sell high. You know what I mean? Super Bowl MVP. He played 2 games of his lives right there. And, you had a chance. And I'm not saying you had to do it, but, like, if you're going to hang on to him, why not play the month out then? You know what I mean? It was panic mode in the sense where it was 1-1, bad loss at Tampa, and then it was like, hey, let's get 11 back at home. You know what I mean? And he didn't play bad against the Colts. I'm just saying it was just kind of early. I think it was kind of early.
I love how these organizations value draft picks. All of them do, more than anything in the world. Like, probably more than their significant others, right? That's how much they value draft picks. And when you have an opportunity to even get a second for a guy who's going to be your backup.
It was the 35th pick.
You jump on it all day and twice on draft day.
Could have Bradley Chubb.
It's common
or
sense.
Nick Chubb, I mean.
But listen, how he missed the boat on a few things this offseason, but something that, I can't put too much blame on because guys that were supposed to be healthy weren't healthy, and that's a killer. Like when Jay goes down, that's a killer to your backfield. So there's some things that you just can't plan for, and there's no way you're going to be deep enough for. The injuries in the secondary, things you just can't plan for. But if I
lost Patrick Robinson and you didn't really replace him.
No, you replaced him with Sidney, which you thought. But you didn't necessarily. But that move you can let walk out the door.
Yeah, I'm not saying you got to bring him back, but you got to fill it. Yeah. And like you said, you answered it by saying yes, they felt that they were going to fill it with Sidney, another guy coming off a major injury. It doesn't matter how many. It wasn't. It was further back than 11, but still, I mean, you're going to play cornerback at an elite level with an Achilles injury, whether you're back, whether they say you're back to 100% or not, you still got to cut, you still got to turn and burn, and you can see him just getting absolutely, raped over the coals everywhere he goes.
Every
you can't hide him.
Every bit of me wants to blame the failures on Jimmy. Mm-hmm. All right, but it's hard for me to fully because I think that, and I talk about it weekly. I think the loss of Rodney McLeod killed this defense in the secondary more than any loss back there. Two guys you don't want to lose is the guys over top. You don't want to lose Malcolm, and you don't want to lose McLeod because McLeod went under the radar because all he did was open field tackle. You weren't getting extra plays on him. Yak, as the fam likes to say, you ain't getting yak on him. He wraps up, he sticks. He was a great blitzer when he needed to, and he's a hell of a run stopper. Yep. And all that matter on your back end. So he's a huge loss. So I can't give it on Jim because the two 17-point losses I put squarely and solely on him. Like, you got to get after the quarterback. You got to change things up. You got to be you can't be just vanilla, right? You got to do some extra things. So, 1 + 1 is always equal 2 for me. And I'm not a believer in, blaming injuries for it because last year was next man up. This year you're decimated. It's too many. But injury is a huge factor.
But that's why it should be at his feet, though, in the sense where you gotta fucking stop being missionary and just fucking do something. Do something. You can't leave a guy that we just talked about, that's suspect anyway, one-on-one with no help over the top against Amari Cooper, right? I don't care if people left him for dead fucking weeks ago. That guy is 24 years old and he's a fucking pimp. No, and you leave him with no help.
You can't. So a lot of my blame goes to Jim Schwartz because I really think from day one, besides the Atlanta game, he's been vanilla as shit. With all his calls, his blitzes, when guys are coming, and he'll have so many guys back all the time at time, and he's blitz
and all these weeks
and he'll bring 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. So now every lineman goes, yep, that's my guy, that's my guy, that's my guy.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. He makes it easier for teams to scheme against them because he never switches anything up. It's always just a 4-man roster. There's never anything else. It's so easy. That was the thing with Jim Johnson where, oh, my God, what's he going to do this week?
What's he going to do? Is he going to bring guys? Is he going to drop guys out? We talked about it last week. Okay, you got to disguise things going into this Dallas game. And I thought, you can crown that defense on Sunday all the hell you want to. Okay? But going 20-20 eats clock. When you're going against that team, you can't let them go 20-20. There's other teams that will go 20-20 quick on you. They're not a 20-20 quick team. Right. So they're going to pound you, they're going to use clock, and they're going to abuse you in time of possession, which we talked about Sunday morning. Can't happen, okay? And they're going to abuse you. So you can set them for threes all great. That's what we want you to do once they get there. But we can't overlook the fact that you want to help your offense out a little bit? Get off the field on a third down. Right. You want your offense to get clicking? Well, don't let them sit for 9 goddamn minutes. All right? These factor into the fast starts offensively, too. It all ties in.
It goes both ways.
No, absolutely.
I mean, it was 93 to 40 plays. I mean, there's 3 and outs were on it. It was almost
we're talking defensively. Just attacking him on we can crown it. The effort was there, no question. But there's play calls in that football game that played a major factor in you losing that game. Mm-hmm. Once Amari goes over 100, two guys are around him all day. 2 guys don't leave him. Right. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's 2 practice squad guys. They're going to stay right with you. If you beat 2 guys, good, you win. You know what I mean? Once he goes over 100, you want to get cute early on and say, okay, go beat me.
Exactly.
Go beat me early. Fine.
You want to act tough and you're bravado and you're not going to change from your wide 9. All right, that's fine. You know what I mean? But during the game, it's about making adjustments in every sport.
Yep.
Right? You can't just fucking say, hey, this is what I do. This is my plan. This is my scheme. No, make adjustments. Right? And it hadn't happened all year, and it's absolutely disgusting. It really is.
And I don't want to beg for DeFilippo back right now. I don't want to get into that game, but I'm going to put it on Mike Rowe because I can go off trends. So it's Jim Schwartz, Mike Rowe combo to me because I'm going to just go off the trends how this year played out. You're an offense that lit it up first half, first quarter last year.
Yep.
You're an offense that couldn't score regardless on who the goddamn quarterback was in the first quarter, right? Because you don't average 1.9 for 9 weeks, 10 weeks of a season before you get 7 against Washington and it be just on, you had another quarterback that played 3 games. So you got to factor that into the equation too. So I go 1 + 1, like we talked about before, equals 2. So if Frank is the greatest and the smartest offensive coordinator ever to touch a clipboard, well then Mike Rowe's the worst. You know what I mean? So I yelled at Chucks and Crum the other day because I want DeFilippo back here because it goes deeper than what you think about his X and O play calling. It goes about relationships and trust at this level too. So when my coaching staff trusts him and my franchise, goddamn quarterback trusts him, of course I want him back in a role. And I don't care if it's offensive coordinator because what have we learned this year and last year? Well, Doug calls the plays anyway.
Yeah.
So I want guys that are writing stuff up that he trusts to be with him. Make sense?
Yeah, I mean he's still going to look at the menu. So I mean, like
Oh,
you just
get me
have
fired up.
You're not giving him the total keys to the car.
And Crumb's in the house, so he heard my rant.
You just have him. You're just bringing him back as a the quarterback guy. Or I don't know. To me, what is a title? I don't know. As long as if you have him in the building and he has that kind of relationship.
Type of consultant.
No, but
exactly,
they
right?
did not misquote them. They were fine with him as like a QB coach. They said when I was coordinator, I was like, well, what does it matter if Doug's calling the plays anyway? Like if that's the way, if that's how I can get him back,
people don't
that's
like
how I get him back.
calling in Minnesota. If he's not calling the plays here, what's it matter?
And first off,
just to help Doug out.
How about we point a finger at $84 million once in a while
facts.
too?
Yes.
Right. I mean, 4 and 24 against winning teams.
He's 0-5 this year.
Well, we'll talk about that's a trend that's bad.
Dude, I tried telling Vikings fans back in the summer. They were getting so offended.
Yeah, there's no excuse for his play, but
real quick,
like, like I said, it is what it is.
Fam, we'll get to your questions in a sec, but yeah, I'm going to go Schwartz Grow combo because Jimmy's let us down in games and Grow. Like I said, Grow to me, I don't know if the trust's there with him and Doug. It would be how it was with him and Frank because they had a big time relationship, him and Frank. So it's tough, and that change hurts teams sometimes.
I just want to make one thing clear. Like I said, it's on Doug, but like I have no problem with him going forward. Like I think just like teams, I think coaches can have off years. Like last year, he pushed all the right buttons. This year, I just think he's having an off year.
Yeah, it happens.
But next year, next year, I'm still going for people overreacting with Wentz, overreacting with Peterson. I'm still with them two. I'm comfortable.
Yeah. Well, guess what? You overreact with either one, and you overreact with 11. You're a dope. Like if you don't realize that this guy's had a really like we said, he's had a down year. Like you said before the show, still had a really good one. You win some of them football games, it's a different conversation.
Right, like Brady. Brady only has 23 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
So
Wentz is 21-7. It's really like.
And this isn't even a fully healthy Wentz. If he's had back injury since week 6 and 7, well, that affects your mobility. You talked about in the Indy game how he was all over the field. He was making plays on the run, this, that, and the third. It looked like in Washington he started to do that a little bit. But if that back tightens up early in that game or isn't right, it affects your mechanics. It affects everything. So the dopes out there, because we're going to preview the Rams and Eagles in a few minutes here, but the dopes out there that are excited, this is where I got to make it clear, are excited for Nick Foles to be playing, jump off the goddamn fucking Walt Whitman. Because it's ridiculous, it's asinine, you're not a football guy, you're a dance recital dad. Okay? Like, know your role then. Like, just go cheer. That's my girl. Nothing wrong with that. But you're only allowed in there.
Jason.
Makes sense? You're not allowed out of the recital. Your recital, you go home and you replay the recital over and over again when the Eagles on. So Sunday night, you play recital. You ain't allowed to watch the game. I don't know. The recital just felt right because, it's great for a dad to go to a recital. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm glad my daughter doesn't dance yet.
But that's like, just be the guy. You know what I mean? Be the guy with the – You're in my – Jim, you're in my view again, Jim.
Camcorder guy.
This is weekly with you, Jim. You know what I mean? We can't have that. So, but whatever. I'm just not – I'm frustrated with a lot of pieces of this football team.
Sure.
I thought there was a lot of bravado early on, and guys walked and talked like they were the greatest. and some of them walkers and talkers didn't necessarily show up till it was a little bit too late. Yeah. You know, and I speak for a lot of my offensive line. I speak for Chris Long and a lot of the defensive line.
Yeah, it doesn't make you a bad fan or non-knowledgeable fan if you're just watching the product and you're not happy, right? Because we talked about it on Sunday. I told you, yeah, they won by 15 and they did exactly what they were supposed to do against Washington, but it was unimpressive to me. It was unimpressive. I mean, I wasn't impressed. Come on, old man Weathers fucking broke away for 90.
Yeah.
I mean, just left Frenchie and the rest of the crew and just eating dust, bro. Come on, you can't catch him. Fucking dust is coming out of his ass.
Let me get this up in the comments.
There's all kinds of stuff.
There's tons. The frustration goes, the list goes on. So give us everybody, give us Carson, just stop talking to us, okay? Because we don't want to talk then. But Jason Grisolia doesn't understand my point. He says, down year. Last year, Brady's numbers were worse. He won MVP. And he said, stop. I don't mean like down year from what he's going to be next year, Jason. That's my point. Like, you can tell, like, some things are a little off with him this year that he's going to get right because of the injury and rushing back and not having OTAs in the offseason stuff, that he's going to get right with a full season of workouts, okay? He's going to get them things right. So I don't mean down year like you think I mean down. Like, I ain't putting the guy down. I'm saying to his standards and how we know he can play, it's not a great year. It's a real good one. Numbers-wise, it's a real good one. But the inconsistency at times, not only from him in this offense, okay?
So what is he saying?
It leaves you like, okay, they've been spotty. But when push comes to shove and the fourth quarter's gotten here, he's came to play fucking football. So I'm not running from nothing.
Is he killing him or he's not?
No, he thinks that I'm like taking a shot by meaning a down year. Like, I don't mean down year. Like, it's a solid year. It really is. It's a solid year. But the sad thing is that two of them wins we talk about, the 70-point leads. We're not talking about, nobody's even bringing him up as any type of not playing his best. Because we're winning football games. And that's the whole thing that things judge on, which is a shame for him and any quarterback in the league. You're going to be judged off of it. But there's guys like, does Rodgers stink because they stink? No. When guys around you ain't playing well, you're only one guy. I'm just making a point. Like, for Breeze, for them years where the Saints weren't good, did he stop being a good quarterback? No.
5,000 yard season.
Yeah, so you got to factor in. You got a D that can get a stop. No. You got a running game. Like, when did Breeze come back again? I don't know. Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara? I mean, I don't know. That helps you. Jared Goff took off when? Well, he took off Todd Gurley's second year or third year in the league, right? And him getting some seasoning under him, you know what I mean? But now guys around him. Look at the guys around that dude. You got to look at these factors. Brady's just a GOAT because he's going to win with us three on the chairs here. You know what I mean? He's going to get us the ball in space. We won't make a play, but you know what I mean? So, like, he's just going to win. He's going to win games. That's what the Patriots do. They win games. And that's what makes what Tom Brady's done so amazing.
Not Sunday.
Because it's so hard to get back. Because every team is taking their best shot at you all year long. No matter what your record is, everybody's coming because you're their measuring stick on how far they've come or where they stand. And you got to learn how to deal with that. So next year, you won't have a first-place schedule. You have a full all-season with Carson Wentz. And that's going to make him the MVP of the National Football League next year to the Carson Wentz haters because you don't have a goddamn clue. Yep. He's a franchise quarterback. I love Nicky. Nicky's on the wall. Always love Nick. But we know what Nick is. He can get hot or he can be really goddamn cold.
Played two good games. Come on. Listen, and you appreciate it because they were two monster games. You know what I mean? Because you can't, if you're counting Atlanta, you're high, right? You're a drop pick away from, from not getting three. The first half. Yeah, exactly. All right. And you're, Matty Ice doing Matty Ice things and Steve Sarkisian still drinking out of a fucking keg. You know what I mean? So, listen.
He had a good second half, but I mean, he still didn't put a ton of points up on the board, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He needed the huge drive. That's all he needed. One drive. and the defense won that. So, 2.5 games.
Jason, I'm just trying to prove a point by saying down year to the haters and saying, like, you wouldn't be having this conversation if you hold some leads and some other things go right.
Right, you'd be sitting here at 8-5.
So it's a different narrative. So I'm not a big fan of changing the narrative. I'm going to look what my eyes tell me, and my eyes tell me for everything he's worked back from, it's a real good year. Everything he's worked back from, that's a good year. Is it perfect? Hell no, it's not perfect, right? But it's a good year. And I wouldn't even be surprised if Sunday night he's playing in that football game and not saying he's not on the injury report because he is. You know what I mean? And not saying it's not a real thing because it is.
But Doug could be playing.
But it could be a little gains with Sean McVay and the Rams a little bit. Any edge you can get in a big game like this.
I just don't trust Ian. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Friday, like you said, Friday, like
if that's Shefty first report, different story.
Yeah, I always believe Shefty.
Yep.
Ian, like earlier in the year when he's saying, "Oh, Wentz is going to go in the pup list," like I don't know. I don't buy everything he says. So that's why I'm just not surprised. Like, I'll see what they say Friday. They say Friday, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
So here we go. Kyle Kramer, they need to get rid of the RPO shit. If you don't run the ball and your QB is not a threat to run, the RPO is useless. Let him drop back and let it rip. Well, Kyle, there's the RPO to just throw too. Like, you know what I mean? There's the run with the running back RPO, and then the quarterback makes the decision if he's going to throw. I don't think the RPO with Carson running necessarily has been a staple of this offense even last year.
No, but I agree 1,000%. Though. I mean, that's the same. They also ran a fucking option on 3rd and 1 the other day, with a straight fucking face.
No, they did.
I mean, come on. So I hear you, brother. I mean, I know both sides. I know what you're saying. You're just trying to set something up, you know what I mean? But if there's no threat of him running the ball, then what the fuck? It's a waste. You know what I mean? Might as well fucking run a conventional and then set up a play action.
Yep.
So I hear you.
Crooked Ladder says, I think the defensive scheme is flawed just because of the injuries on that side of the ball, and we can't blitz if our secondary can't hold their own. Yeah, I think it all factors in, brother. No question. Chrome says, I'm with you on Schwartz, but outside of this week, the key games we lost were more affected by the inability to score with a vanilla offense, grow all day. So we're on the same size. Jason says, emphasize franchise when I was talking about Carson. Oh, I do, brother. Ryan says, if they somehow win on Sunday, I'm going to lose my mind.
Well, Cromer, the 2 games they lost were in the 4th, though, brother. I mean, I know that's not enough points, you know, in today's day and age to people's likings, but you lost 2 fourth-quarter leads.
Two plays. They came out of 2 fourth downs.
Yeah.
Like, you gave up the 14 to Carolina, but it was still 4th and 10 on their last drive.
And Tennessee, 4th and 15.
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah, that was 3 fourth downs. Tennessee got 3 fucking chances.
But just the most glaring one is 4th and 14, and they're playing.
Fucking Corey Graham
he's playing the picket fence, and Corey Graham doesn't know what the fuck his responsibility is. So, hey. That's the only thing I say to that. But I hear you. I understand. Like, listen, do you want to put the ball in the end zone, especially in this day and age? Absolutely, right. But when your guy puts you in a driver's seat going to the 4th, you got to fucking smell the finish line, and that's on, like I said, it doesn't have to directly be on coaching. In pro sports, I put it on fucking players too. I don't give them a fucking pass. That's on.
Nope,
that's fucking on them too. You know what I mean?
Manny Martinez said that's a read option. RPO is a run-pass option. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know who these guys are talking about, but yeah, I know what an RPO is. I thought the one guy was saying it's not effective if Carson can't run the ball, and I'm like, well, that's not what it's set up to do.
Yeah, right.
You know, not in this offense at least. It's set up to get him on the run and out of the pocket. You know what I mean? More so than it is a design like Michael Vick RPO run. You know what I mean? So there's run options, there's run pass options. So there's a double dip of them. But no, I mean, he first said that it's not effective if you can't run with your quarterback, and that's not what our system was ever set up to do. It was RPO systems. It wasn't RR systems. That's all. Just confirming.
Yeah, no, that's I would. Instead of that, you just like you said, all you're asking for is some creativity. That's all, and just react to what your eyes are telling you. That's all. Make adjustments, right? You saw that the line; these weren't the hungry dogs that they were last year. You know what I mean? This dude came back and got absolutely beaten up. That's why one of the reasons I do believe his back is probably shot. I mean, he's got fucking sacked and hit and beaten up big time this year.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha, brother. Kyle Kramer said no. He said no when you can't run the ball. Yeah, no, it's fair. And he's like, because it takes too much time because it just gets him crushed. And no, to that point, you're right, brother, because the linebackers early on when they were running it, nobody fucking respected it. Yeah. So, you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to go fucking tee off on the quarterback. No, I agree with you there, brother. Where we at? Crooked, Ralphie D says a ton of RPOs coming. Michael DeAndrew says the injuries are just piling up, fellas, and not sure if they can overcome it. No, I don't. I think it's a wrap. But, that's just my opinion. I know there's people out there that want to hold off hope and think you're going to go to L.A. and you're going to slay the dragon. Yeah. I just don't see that magic again, babe. I just don't see it. I don't see how you're beating them.
They've been cooling off of late. But they're still.
Well, coming off a loss makes
like
you.
they're 3-2.
That's
in
how
their
the
last
NFL
5.
works. You know what I mean? So if they were rolling and you go in there and the Eagles are heading in the wrong direction, and then you're like, oh, it's the NFL, and here it comes, perfect time to get plucked. And I agree with you, they're not playing. But that was also 28-degree weather. They're coming off a loss, and a terrible loss. So I mean, they're going to be guns blazing on Sunday.
No,
doesn't mean it still
the one
can't. It doesn't
positive
mean it can't happen. But I mean,
Jared Goff, he's had multiple turnovers in 3 straight games.
Yeah.
So I mean, if he gives us a couple freebies, I don't know.
Which last week was the first time
we
Eagles
had 3.
I was just
You
going to say
should've
the first time the Eagles probably got 3 many turnovers all fucking season. Obviously.
I mean, we saw him early on in the year. I mean, to the Foles guys, right? Like we seen him early on in the year. We know essentially what he is. I mean, the only thing only thing they can hang their hat on is the fact that he has Alshon back.
Right, that's what I was about to say.
And that's his guy.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that I can hang my hat on a little bit, that like we can score offensively on Sunday. You know what I mean? Because I want to shift it in the Rams. We talked frustration or not. Let's move on and get the Eagles-Rams a little preview.
And the Eagles
score prediction, all that fun stuff.
They should be able to move the ball. I mean, the Rams, I think they rank 25th in defense. I mean, they're nothing great. I mean, the Eagles, I know we have our problems, but we should still be able to move the ball on them.
No,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
I hope we can. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if 11 even comes out and plays, but I also wouldn't be surprised if Nick starts because the back's just not 100%. They got a lot of tests done today. We'll find out probably tomorrow or Friday, but there's always the chance that he could come practice Friday and play. So we'll see what direction this goes. But I wouldn't be surprised if Doug's trying to get any advantage he can get, knowing this isn't an easy one Sunday. And I'm not saying there's zero chance they can win because it's the NFL. Like they said, they can create some turnovers in good field position or a special teams turnover like we asked for Sunday and they got, but didn't get, or whatever. So they can create some stuff, definitely. But the secondary, I just don't see how it holds up. I agree. And that's a tough loss Sunday. Can you even bounce back from that? Can this team mentally bounce back from the kind of loss they had on Sunday? Because that's a tough one. Right. That's a tough one to swallow. They see they're still in it, and they'll know even more so if Minnesota loses Sunday before they play.
Right.
So they'll know going in like, wow, if Minnesota loses, we go win this football game, we can somehow make the playoff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of things factor into it, but I just don't see – I think it's hard to get back up after a tough loss like that, knowing it could have been season-ending and all week long in a locker room you talked about how meaningful of a game this was for your season.
And when you haven't –
I agree, but like you're saying about the Minnesota, if they see Minnesota lose early in the day, that could give them a jolt. I don't know, I'm just saying.
Yeah. You get a little jolt. What do we say? Luis Gonzalez, Nick plays better than Carson. That's a fucking lie. I mean, what are you watching, Dad? what are you watching? I just don't understand you people. I don't understand. You don't listen.
Is he talking about now?
Listen, you can love a guy. You can absolutely listen to this.
Use your eyes, brother.
You can love a guy for getting us essentially over the finish line for Lombardi. Not getting us fully there because 11 had a big part of that. Okay, but you can love a guy for getting us there and then have a goddamn clue on the other hand and say, well, yeah, I love the guy, but he doesn't hold his jockstrap.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you can do that. That's okay. You're allowed to have that both ways. But for you guys who love the guy and then you pedestal motherfuckers, okay, you dudes are the dance recital cats I've been talking about. Kyle, go with them. You and Luis go watch dance recitals every Sunday. That's all you're allowed to do. No DVR, no red zone on the phone. You ain't allowed shit. Nothing. Because it's asinine. You all sat there like a bunch of Cowboys fans and waited for your franchise guy to get injured to come crawling out. It's terrible. I don't even want to be associated with this part of the fan base. And I don't care if you never listen to anything on A2D again. That's how adamant I am because I don't want idiots in here regardless. There's enough idiots that call into the dial, go there. All right? I want fans to have a goddamn fucking clue and these things work. These two puppies on your head work because you can see shit. I'm fired up. I can't deal with the love and then pedestal. It's love and then you have him here and you say, well, we know 11's our franchise guy. Right? He can't sniff his jock. Like, what are we talking about? Why is this even happening in this city? Why do we – and this happened before Nicky won a Super Bowl. Right? This city's been the biggest city of loving the backup.
Yeah.
All right? You guys wanted backups in this city to play over 5 for a long goddamn time. They just so didn't happen to win a Lombardi. But you all wanted it. Kevin Cobbs, you idiots.
Garcia.
Okay? Jeff Garcia, you morons. Half of you that were alive for Bobby Hoying thought he was Montana. So get a goddamn clue.
Coy Detmer.
Cool, yup. Everybody loved to slap. Oh, he's a franchise guy. He's 5'7". Nobody 5'7" is going to be your franchise guy unless his name's Drew Brees and he's like 5'9". All right? I'm tired of it. Stop talking about Nick Foles. Stop talking about going on a run because there ain't no run to be had. I love this football team. But you people are making me want him to throw 5 picks on Sunday. You getting my head all messed up.
All up in here.
Right? Knock it off. We shouldn't be arguing about this kind of shit as a fan base.
Like,
way more problems than our quarterback. So shut the hell up.
Like, obviously, I'll be rooting. Like, there's like.
I'm rooting. Yeah, I'm rooting.
But what I'm saying is, like, if he does have a good game, somehow they fucking win. Like,
turn off my phone for a month.
Right. I cannot. I don't know what the hell to do. These people will be so annoying.
Hold on. Eagles Talk 24/7. Tom, you better wrap up the show soon. You got a Bible study with Wentz soon. Dude, what are you talking about? So now we're going to criticize a guy for being religious, right? Because I ain't Mr. Bible. So now we're going to take shots for a guy being religious. That's your shot? That's your shot, cuz? Come on with me football shit. So, I mean, it was a decent shot, but no, that's your shot? You're just up in the you are blowing that piece. You blow him more than his wife does. And that's a problem. When you guys are blowing Nick more than his wife does. And I love Nick, but you guys are clueless.
He's religious too.
What is winning the Super Bowl? What? Oh my God. Foles won a Super Bowl until Wentz does the same thing. I always like Foles better. Wow. Listen, jackass. First off, get an Eagles Talk 24/7. Nobody cares. Okay, but you're really gonna say that you like a guy? He's better? Answer that question. So you like him better, which is pedestal talk. Now, is he better? Because if you say no, just jump out the chat. And jump. Like, seriously, find something. Like, even off a curb. Maybe you'll twist an ankle. I don't know. But jump from something. Your fucking bunk beds. You know what I mean? Jump from your bunk beds.
High ankle sprain?
Oh, we're talking religion. We're criticizing religion now on A2D with the morons out there. That's your shot to your franchise guy. That's how we respect the guy that we traded up for and y'all were blowing for 12 weeks last year.
13.
That's 13. Thanks, Danny. That's what we've come to as a fan base. We forget so quick, but because the Lombardi outweighs anything else to you idiots. Oh, I waited a long time too. I love it too. Okay? But it can't screw up your judgment on what's real and what's make-believe. I saw posts saying 3-0. I saw dudes come running to the book with 3-0, with a 3 and not winning 3-0 or not. Going 3-0 in the next day. I seen cats write this. Kittens were writing it too. Like, are we kidding me? This football team's not good enough. Right this second. I like Nick too, so shut the hell up. But he's not my franchise guy. He ain't better than Carson. And I wasn't rooting for a goddamn injury like you jabrones for this guy to play. I don't want to get like this. I don't, you know what I mean? That's like a dad says after he smacks his kid around the house. Like, I don't want to get like this. I don't want to beat your ass.
One of the things people are like, Wentz hasn't proved it to me yet. Well, he hasn't had the chance. He's never played in a playoff game. Like, that's the other annoying thing.
Yeah.
Dude, Robbie T, I ain't hugging Wentz. You guys are all just misguided. I don't understand. How many times, like I say, I can love a guy, but realize that he's here and Carson's here in pure town and who's a franchise guy is.
And appreciate what he did for you.
Jesus.
You know what I mean?
I got a photo inside of him hoisting the Lombardi. I appreciate the son of a bitch, but it ain't going to cloud my judgment on who's the better quarterback and who my franchise guy is and who the MVP of the league was last year because I don't even factor the injury in because he was going to be it. Okay? And who's going to be the MVP next year of the league? Because you got something to write it in. You got a Bible at home? 24/7 talk? Write it in your Bible. Tom said this. with no notes, Carson wins MVP next year. I'm not saying you were rooting for injury, but Kyle was.
John
Your boy in the chat.
John 3:15.
Wentz let me down this year. Well, that's your fault for having unrealistic.
Bro, I don't have heart attacks, Luis. I talk with passion when I talk about my sports teams or sports in general. All right, this is how I operate on Wednesdays and Sundays here and every goddamn video that's done. It's high energy, high tempo, because I ain't going in the second sliding like a little girl. We're going cleats up.
Chase
Everything's
Utley,
hard.
Utley talk.
Yep. Eric Michael says bunk bed. They live in their mother's basement. Yep, we're taking shots. I'm sure Greg's thrilled by having Nick back. Joey DiBardino says somebody hosed Tom down.
Joey D.
Joe, you live right around the block, Dad. Come bring the hose out. Greg says, don't forget about Mike McMahon. Oh, you remember that one? Oh my God. People loved Mike McMahon in this city. I mean, dudes would literally, like I always said when Nick won the Super Bowl, right? What did I say? I said in a video right after it, he can leave his baby in the middle of Broad Street,
right,
and that kid will get taken care of for the rest of her life. She don't have to pay for nothing ever, okay?
Right.
So that's me understanding the importance of it. But as soon as that ended, I was on to 11 and on to this football team. That's all the point is. It doesn't need to go any further than that. Okay?
Once opening day happened, that was it. It's over. It's in the past. So doesn't mean you're not happy about it. You celebrated it and you're on cloud nine. But it's a new season. So I mean, and you can see whether it's the hangover on the field or the fans hangover, whatever it is. It was just things have not gone right from the jump.
Nope. And Bill Middlebrook said there's a rookie in KC is doing what Wentz did last year. How and what make you think he will never ever be the same again? So what do you say if he plays the same way next year?
Mahomes is a second-year guy.
So yeah, and I said that he's not a rookie; he's a second-year guy. But Carson did that stuff last year. What makes you think not even a year after the injury, he'd be back to what he was last year? What makes you think when his numbers are actually pretty good? Right. What makes you think that when he's fully back, they're not going to be MVP caliber? What makes you think the opposite? So everybody that hits me with, what are you going to say next year? What are you guys going to say next year? That's the question.
People are acting like he threw 18 touchdowns and like 16 interceptions.
Oh, I know.
Like a crazy mediocrity. Like he threw 14 more touchdowns and interceptions. Like relax.
21-7. I think.
Wow, Bob Ciroli out of the woodwork.
Bobby!
Wow, I haven't seen Bobby on Facebook for a long time.
Big win. He came flying out.
Look at the little puppy, all grown up. We see you, Bobby.
Cowboy guy. He's out.
And no, he wouldn't rather hunt than play football. Stop questioning the dude's work ethic, Bob, because that's crumb cowboy talk. Okay, guy first in, last to leave, and we all know this. So we're running from that now too. That's other facts on why I believe this guy.
Tore his ACL last year, and he was still in the building at 5 a.m.
Yep. Danny, just spit it. There's too many idiots out there. Like, come sit on the couch and have this debate. Kyle's like, you come on Saturday. Yeah, I'll choke you first. I'll choke you out of just pure anger for the excitement that you have that, like, we're going to be a better football team now. Like Kyle said earlier, well, Doug's defense is better with Foles. Huh? What does that mean? What does that mean, Dad? I don't know. I don't know what the hell that means.
Trolls.
What are you talking about, Rob? Yup, Wentz got the pussy. Now he's done. Dude, he was fucking. Oh, my God. You guys.
Act like he never had a fucking girlfriend before. Like,
oh my
what,
God.
dude?
I just can't. You think he's that religious, Dad? That he was waiting? Would you grow up, Peter Pan?
He had the same girlfriend in college.
This ain't
for like
1942, babe. Where you got to wait till you're up till you get up in until you're really official.
40-year-old virgin.
Yeah, like we
Put
really
that pussy on a pedestal. Shut up, Seth.
Oh, I love it. Aquarius. We got family arguing on what an RPO is in Facebook, which is amazing. Todd Womack, Philly guys, Philly Dilly guys. What up, Todd? Bryce Blackwell said, "Go off, Tom." So Bryce don't want me to stop. I appreciate it, brother, because I'll go off at another point in time. Eagles talk flooding it. I didn't even see what Kyle said. Mama Ormsby, hey fam, what up, Mama?
What up?
Mike Parker, you can't convince me that Carson and Nick's pace differs enough to affect the defense. Our secondary is absolute trash.
Spidey!
Speak it, Spide. Speak it. Preach it. What? We're all beyond effing stupid if you can say with a straight face that you won't fold. Yup. Preach it, brother. Brandon, preach it, Daddy. He wrote a book in here, and I love it. But the fact of the matter is he agrees with everybody, everything we're saying, that you can't act like the injury didn't happen. And, like, I said to my kids today, like, It was like 13-year-old. I said, dude, you guys got to understand it. I say it all the time. It ain't Madden. You ain't just plugging the 92 in. There's factors that go on with this. As much as I would love it to be that, and we deep down were hoping that it was going to be like that easy transition, but
not everyone's Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
He's literally the only guy to ever do it.
And he still had a good year.
Right.
Like numbers-wise, our eyes tell you that it was inconsistent at times, but he still had a good year. And if his back's been banged up all year, that affects everything. That's not an excuse. That's tough. It's going to affect your mechanics a little bit. It's just, I don't know. We could go on about this for all day, but Michael Jadandier says, any word on Manny to the Phillies? I heard some shit. What'd you hear, brother? Because they've been tied to him fucking forever. I would love something new to come to the table because they've been tied to him forever. We'll get into winter meetings in a little bit here. And Christian Carroll says, get a freaking pitcher, Phillies. And then Bill Motorbook, and then we'll head over to YouTube and we'll give our predictions. Bill Motorbook, honest question. Do you guys really think another organization would pay Wentz big money next year? Well, he's not up next year, but absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, you really think they wouldn't, Bill? Because I'm going to rebuttal questions with questions now. You know what I mean?
Out of
that's all I'm gonna do.
all the young quarterbacks, like the Mahomes, Watson, Wentz, Goff, like any mediocre franchise with with the old, like the Cardinals, because I think Rosen's a fucking
Sam
bust.
Bradford got banked.
Yeah.
Sam Bradford got banked last year.
You're telling me those
Hill.
teams wouldn't kill for Wentz? Like some of these teams in this
It's
league?
the quarterback position. They all get paid, so it is
Yup.
what it is. You know what I mean? But
No, you're right,
I mean,
Danny.
he's not even due up anyway, like you said. So
Yeah.
if he comes back and doesn't do what he's supposed to do, then of course. But that's it's not. It's just a position that gets paid. Average guys get a boatload of money. So and he, is above average.
I guess Bill Motorbook doesn't think you. I guess he's saying no way to that. I hope not, Bill. Tony Castillo says he's a top 3 quarterback in the league. People are seriously concerned about signing him long term. Tony, it's asinine to me. I would have signed him. I would have signed him when he was getting his X-rays for his back. You know what I mean? I would have signed you right then because that's how confident I am.
Like I said this before the show, like Embiid's a prime example, like an offseason of rehab and an offseason of training. Like, just let him train this offseason, let him get healthy, let that knee get stronger. Like, he's going to be so different next year. It's going to show the first game of the year.
Football's so important.
You're going to be like, holy fuck, it's 2017 Wentz.
Your offseason and chemistry are so important.
And that's the thing, he didn't have training camp.
Yeah, when you're talking about timing.
The offense, you're going to see it week 1 next year. You're going to be like, wow, holy shit.
It's all about timing.
And he's not top 3 yet. You know what I mean? But it's going to be time for that torch gets passed, and and he'll be right there to accept it. You know what I mean?
No, Mike Royal, you're probably not the only guy who doesn't like Machado. I just love his numbers, so I'll never run from numbers. But there's plenty of people who don't like him, and
I'm not a Manny guy either.
I don't have to like him to want his bat in my lineup and want him defensively. If I can bring enough guys around him that are good guys and good locker room guys, I can contain that. You know what I mean? And then hopefully just get the best player I can get out of him. You bring in a McCutch. You already got like a guy like Arrieta in here. There's 2 vets right there that have been around the block for a while. And if you go and because to me I was going Harper and Machado, but that's a different story. We can talk about this in a little bit. Mario Cerrito, what up,
Mario?
So excited Nicky's playing. He's another one of the jabrones that's just excited. And I love you, Mario, but I can't.
It's gonna be one of your horror movies, Mario.
And
you call it L.A. Hibachi.
L.A. Hibachi.
Slice it up.
Christian Carroll's got to go after Xander Bogaerts, but then what is he going to do? Play third for you?
Bogey.
I mean, I love Bogaerts, but then you'd have to play third, so it'd be another situation.
Bogaerts is free agent?
No, you got to make a trade.
I don't know.
I was about
That's
to
why
say,
I was like,
I
said that. I'm like, I didn't hear about Bogaerts at all. This year.
I would take him.
No,
Recently,
his name has been
because they're
like
trying
him and Jackie Bradley. They were talking about possibly being moved.
They're trying to get rid of money, right?
Yeah,
like right there at the.
Yeah.
So Bobby, do you not think Wentz is elite? Because I don't know if he's being contradicting, but yes, if you don't think Wentz is elite, you should stop watching football. Yep, absolutely. Though I agree with that. That's what you're saying. Eric Michael says, I think this stupidity is what happens when 3 of the teams have our heads spinning and the other one is inconsistent as hell. Yeah, it does happen. You get all the people are freaking out, But let's get score predictions. Offense, defensive player of the game. Chime in, fam. Give us yours. Screenshot it. Send it over to A2Day. And you get some money if you get the score right. All right? But it's up to you guys. I ain't hunting down scores. So scores, offense, defense, player of the game. Sunday night.
That's a roll job. I mean, I'll leave it up to you guys to be optimistic, and it is the NFL, but I will be the resident crumb, which I haven't picked against them all year. You know what I mean? I hung in there on Sundays for you guys. But this is Rams coming off a loss, back to being some warm weather where they can, do their thing. You saw what they did in cold weather, so this is this is ugly. This is a 40 to 22 game.
Being generous offensively.
I was like 38-24.
I feel you.
Yeah, I pick the Eagles every week. This is going to be weird. There's no way. There's a way we can win the football game. I don't see it.
The only way you're winning this game is if you have a
Low
Super Bowl type game where you just match point for point and you get a lucky turnover. That's
Yeah.
literally it. But this offense ain't doing it.
Yeah.
But that's literally the only way you can win this game.
Yeah.
Or you
pull the Bears. You know what I mean? But it was
or you D
freezing.
them up. Yeah, or you D them up. You get a ton of pressure. I'll take them just for fun. They're not winning this football game, but I'll say hey, about a 24-20. I can't do it. They're 34-17. They lose 34-17. Offensive player of the game.
Probably Goff.
I think
Gurley. Gurley was non-existent.
Yup, I think Gurley. I think both of them carve asses because the numbers.
Two bills.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald builds on that 14 sack season.
Or 16, right?
16, whatever it is.
16 and a half, I think. Crazy. Yeah, Gurley's over 200 purpose. All-purpose yards. He's gonna catch his 8 balls for whatever 80.
Rob, your brother's chiming in, and he's giving me Wentz's win-loss record, which I don't know how that's relevant to Nick Foles being better either.
What?
I don't know how all these people, and you got Cowboys fans that are jumping on, bringing up stats that are irrelevant into the conversation on who's a better quarterback. It's eyes. David Johnson record don't mean it nothing. Any team can be beat. We can beat the Rams. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can beat them. I just don't see it happening, brother.
Wentz is 23-17. Why are you acting like he's under 500 or something? He's 6 game over 500.
I don't know. Everybody just assumes everybody just wants to hate on the guy. It's fine. And then Bill Middlebrooks is talking about, so they wasted a year and played a hurt quarterback, a franchise quarterback who does that. What's seeing if you get hurt permanently or hoping to just get a bye? I don't know. I'm not saying he was hurt all year. I'm saying that he had back spasms on the injury report a couple weeks. It wasn't just this week. You know what I mean?
But Billy, I agree with you in the sense that maybe not for the wasted of a season, but we thought it was kind of premature anyway. I mean, we said a month. I mean, we sat here and told you in September. You know what I mean?
We did.
Might as well. We looked at the schedule. I mean, knowing the way I had them at 2-2 anyway, because I thought the Titans were going to be better than they were, and it was tough to go down there, not blowing a touchdown lead. But I gave the Titans that game anyway. Whether he played or not. You know what I mean? So it was what it was. You know what I mean? If you try to get that it just there was no reason to not sit out the whole month. You know what I mean? And then there might have it wasn't a. And then who'd they have after that? The Vikings, I think.
After
Week
Indy.
5? Week 5? No. The Titans they lost, and then it was the Vikings, I think, because they went to 2-3.
Yep.
2-3, then got the Jags at 3-3, then had their bye, I believe. At 3-3, right?
Do we have a bye week 6, something like that?
After London, for sure.
So. Yeah, I don't remember any
9.
of that
It was
stuff.
week
Was it week 9?
We were 4-4 at the bye.
Oh, 4-4.
Yeah,
You're right.
Todd Womack says is Bennett a free agent next year? No, he's not, Todd. He's got
There's
another.
an option, but they'll probably bring him back.
He's not. Chris Long definitely gone. Eagles Talk 24/7 says Wentz is not elite yet. That's asinine. And then Todd Womack said, you guys want DeFlippo to come home? Absolutely. I talk about relationships. I want him in my building in some fashion. If that's offensive coordinator, I don't give a shit because Doug calls the plays anyway. But I want his relationship with Carson back in the building, and I want his relationship with his coaching staff back in the building. It can only help. James Wilder, any team can win any given Sunday.
Molson!
That's facts, brother. But he says Rams win 36-17.
Attaboy. There you go, a little CFL on us. Attaboy.
Listen, Marquise Wentz says we travel well to Los Angeles. I agree with you, brother. When I looked at this game earlier on in the year, I thought it was a game that, who's scared to go to L.A. in December? in 80 degrees. Nobody is. So when I first looked at this game, it was something like, well, we can go there and beat them. But, as this is played out right now, it's tough. It's tough to expect that we're going to get this, 30 for 35 attempt Nick Foles and 4 touchdowns, and he just spins it. Is it possible? Yeah. Now, defensively, I just don't see how we're going to get enough stops. That's where I draw the line. Like, if you guys want to tell me that Nick's going to sling it, fine, okay. You know what I mean? He's done it before, but I'm not – that's irrelevant to me because how are we stopping them? How? Amari Cooper went off. So I think these – and I like Amari, but, look who he's got throwing the ball to him. So, he went off on straight fly routes. So what is this offense and this type of play calling that Sean McVay brings to the table going to do to this secondary of kids? Sidney Jones, that hand-me better heal quick, and you better learn how to cover quick.
They're playing for the 1 seed too. After stubbing their toe against the Bears, they're tied with the Saints. So, they're not resting anybody. This is full throttle. They're playing for home field.
Bill Middlebrooks, Rams 35, Eagles 23. Unfortunately, hope I'm wrong.
Plus, I'm sure
brother, I'm right there with you on the score. I hope I'm wrong too. What do you got, Danny?
I was gonna say. Plus, I'm sure they're still thinking about like last year's game when we went out there. And
yeah.
beat them. Like I'm sure that's still in the back of their minds. So
I think
there's a lot of all the factors favor the Rams.
Yeah. Vinny Masterson, what up, brother? They
said,
if we win this game, can you freaking imagine what garbage we'll be hearing? I told you, I'm about to shut my phone off for a month because I just can't deal. I won't be able to deal with it.
As soon as we win, I'll be happy, but I'm turning my phone. I'm going right to bed.
But that's what this fan base is doing. They're dividing us, Vinny. Okay, and everybody listening. Park, man, Spidey, right? Spidey's listening. Eric, Michael, all these guys that I know are Wentz guys. Tony, if he's still listening, right? But, they're dividing us. What they're making us do is want him to not play well Sunday. That's what they're making us do, and I can't believe that this is what it's coming to. I almost want the guy, like I said in the video, I want him to throw 5 picks. I can't believe I'm saying this. I want us to get boat race, and I never want us to get boat race, and I really don't. Deep down, I don't want us to. But, like, the way they're making me feel, that's what they're leaning me towards wanting. It's crazy.
That's what they were doing all year. They're like, I
hope Wentz loses, yeah. Like, that's not a real fan.
We can't dive into their –
Nope, I'm not going there.
We can't sink to their level.
And I thought about it because all my videos are in the moment emotional.
Yeah.
Right? I don't sit on them because if I sit on them, I'm going to lose the fire I had for them.
Yeah.
So they're like in the moment when things happen, right? Or I read stuff. So initially early on this morning when this happened, I was like, I hope. Oh my God, I can't do it. Like people were running out of the water. I said, I hope he throws 5 fucking picks. Like I hope he has the worst game of his career. And then thank you, Danny, because you're bringing me back. I'm not going to stoop to their level. Let's go. Let's go win a game Sunday. We have no shot of winning it, or no business winning it.
Well, now we can go back to Doug's
like
stupid comment. We have nothing to lose now.
Like you said.
Now we're back to this again?
Yeah, like
even though he said that like week fucking 6 when it made no sense, but whatever.
Like you said before, the backup guys in all sports are usually the most popular. You know what I mean? Not the most popular, but
they are.
You know what I mean? But like, people look at it like they're not happy with, what they have, and then it's the always what if factor. Hey, what about that guy?
Yeah.
Backups are backups for a reason in all sports. You know what I mean? As bad as the big piece went for those last couple years, he was still their best option. You understand?
Yeah.
And I'm talking to you as a fucking big piece lover. You know what I mean? Ryan Howard, as bad as as down as he was, we know the decline came.
Yeah.
He's still better than anybody they had.
Yep.
All right. So you run him out there every fucking day
in
the cleanup hole.
Could you imagine if
Travis
Lee was on the bench and be like, oh, what about Travis?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was drafted high.
Bench guys are bench guys for a reason.
You don't think coaches see them all week? Like,
yeah, exactly.
You don't think? Listen, there's a reason he wasn't a starter anymore in this league. Okay, because once you have a lot of tape on a guy, you can expose a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay, what Doug did great last year is tied in and got creative with play calling as he got Nick playing more, right? So then he got creative with stuff, and a lot of the credit went to Frank and Doug for their play calls last year and their designs. They helped them out tremendously. We flat out ran the football well. This is what people are missing. Like, you think you're going to go in L.A.? We can't run the ball well against anybody. Now we're going to go beat them up front? Okay. Newsflash, that ain't happening. I would love it, okay? This football team hasn't been able to run the ball well all year.
I mean, the run defense sucks, but
No, but I'm just saying, we haven't been able to run the ball well all year consistently.
No, but it's just like they want to put on whatever spin they want to put on it. You understand? So everybody that loves them wants to ignore what happened in St. Louis. They just want to put it on Fisher. That's where quarterbacks go and die. McNair was pretty good. I already established that, right? Steve McNair was pretty good.
Pretty good player.
So he's a pretty good player, right? So don't just throw it up. Oh, let's blame it on Jeff Fisher. No, that dude had an opportunity to go be a starter, and he was fucking horseshit. Come on. That's what it is.
Yeah, I just don't.
Had one good year here with and Chip's little gimmick. Chip's little gimmick thing. Yeah, with that year 28-2, he also had fucking 7 in one game against the Raiders.
Now, is it an environment where I'm confident in him going to play well in? Yes, because he plays well. Like Nick's always been this guy.
He can rip it.
Yeah. He's always been this guy where good weather games, you're going to get a better Nick Foles.
Very good warm weather.
You know what I mean? Or you put him in the dome outside of that 1 year in LA, he has better games. So that's the only thing you can sort of hope for. But I just don't see one. It's hard to just come off the pine and come in and just start firing. One, that's hard to do. Two, as an offense, we haven't been consistent all year, even when he was playing. So I don't see how that's going to become more consistent. Okay, so now his rhythm with these wideouts, besides with Golden's not there, but like I said, he has a relationship well with Alshon, so you see how that goes. I just don't. And then defensively, you're stopping that firepower when you can't stop Dallas. Okay, because anybody that has a win out there, okay. I don't see it. It's a shame. I thought going into this game, I thought we were going to win last week in this game. Going into it, we were going to be feeling ourselves as winners of 3 straight, and going in and saying,
I was thinking that too.
And now our confidence is sky high. Even though with all the injuries and stuff, and I really expected by this time to get Jalen back. I think we all did, and that didn't work out as planned. We're going to get some guys back. I think Avonte Maddox will be back this week. So secondary-wise, I think we're going to be a little bit better or a little deeper now, at least.
We're supposed to get Avonte back.
Yeah, so we're supposed to get Avonte back. That'll help a little bit.
But yeah,
we'll see how it plays out. I'm not going to root against us because of these crumbs, but I just don't see how. I'm trying to figure out ways, as I'm thinking right now, how we can win this game. And unless you're creating 3 turnovers in their end, or at least taking 1 to the house, I don't think you stand a chance.
They'll need a special teams or something. They'll need.
This is a 3-0 turnover battle win. You have to win the turnover battle 3-0, and all 3 have to be down inside their 20.
Hey, to make you feel good, if you slay the Giant, you're going to win all 3. I got news for you. Because the Texans are playing well, but they're coming here where you expect a better effort from the Eagles. And I don't give a shit if it's in Washington or not. They are fucking horseshit.
Oh my God!
All right, so you get the slingshot out Sunday.
Yeah.
You got a shot at running the stable. And I'm not saying we know that your eyes are telling you you're not a good enough football team.
I'm hoping Wentz is healthy going into that Texans game.
Well, no, what do you do?
I can't stand.
Before we go to break, hold on. Before you go to break, what do we do? Right? I mean, what do you? This answer this question, because there'll be a mutiny of the Folesians or whatever the hell they're called down at the Novocaine. He goes, he rips it, right? I don't think he's ripping it, but he rips it, and he throws for 320 and 4 touches, and you win the football game.
I mean, what is that?
Because they're going to be boycotting. I mean, they were really these animals that I call them.
Well,
because they're not even people. These animals.
Well, then you do
these Folesians.
Listen, you do the right thing, and
you ride them again.
No, yeah, well, you tell the other guys out for the year. That's an
easy
narrative.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That one's
just
easy.
to avoid the sky falling. But
all right, but if Wentz is healthy, I'm bringing Wentz back.
Oh, but you think he's gonna go quietly into the night?
No, I know.
I mean, we know 11. You think 11's going quietly into the night? I mean, he's not gonna say nothing to the press about it. But you think internally he's going? This guy worked his ass off to get back for us.
Yeah,
and we disrespect the hell. And there's motherfuckers out there that disrespect the hell out of him, and it's not fair. It's not fair. You're greedy. You're greedy sons of a bitches.
If they somehow do win this game, I don't know. If Wentz is healthy, it's your franchise guy. You got to bring him. You got to bring him in. It's almost like this is just a rest week. I don't know.
Eric Michael says, sad we're talking about a reigning Super Bowl champ as David versus Goliath. How funny is that, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Like it should have been like Goliath versus Goliath. Like when you looked at the schedule before the season started, you're like, oh, that's a big boy. That's a big boy in the back end. So it's tough. James Wilder like the animals. That's what they are. Mike Royal says protect the franchise. Always, brother. Always. Like if his back's not right and it hasn't been feeling that great since 6 or 7, it's only gotten worse. Because people start to say he's injury prone. Injury rate in the NFL, babe, is 100%. Everybody, week 13 of the year, 14 of the year, week 8 of the year, everybody's nicked. And the dogs play through it. And if anybody thinks he doesn't want to play, they're crazy because I still think there's a chance he plays on Sunday. I'm still in that. I love.
Yeah,
I know me some Doug.
I'm just thinking of it.
Could you imagine?
I'm just thinking of an absolute nightmare.
And he slings it?
No, a nightmaric situation for Philadelphia guys, especially Wentz guys. All right, so he is hurt. He doesn't play. This jabron wins 3 in a row to get in the playoffs. They win a playoff game or two.
Oh, it's over. It's over.
And it's the burning guy's house now.
They'll be calling
Burning
up
house
that
now.
shitty dial and banging us over the head that we should extend them. No, we should extend them, Danny.
A road
we should
game.
let Wentz walk. People would say.
Win a road playoff game is a 6
Oh
seed.
my God. Oh my God.
Going to New Orleans.
I was just gonna say.
People be bending over in the street. Stick it here, Nicky. I mean, these people are problems. These people are major issues.
You would have any and every trade scenario. Oh, send Wentz to the Jaguars. Send them here. Send them there.
Yep, but none of it happened. Kyle Kramer says Foles put us in the hole right out of the gate this year. Yeah, I mean, you can make that point too, brother. I love that one. And then Mike Rose said you have to stay with the hot hand. Yeah, like Sweetie said, it would just be Carson's out. But I got a feeling before we head to break. And listen, Carson's definitely the back's an issue. But why not? Why not if you can, if you know he's not going to practice Wednesday, why not if you can pull this move and say, you know what,
make sense
we're unsure. Because listen, you don't like rule a guy out on Wednesday for Sunday usually if it's like not major, right? So they're getting some tests done, right, Danny? So I'm thinking that, and this is just a game of cat and mouse, that Doug could use this leverage of them game planning for Foles for a couple days.
And then on Friday.
And not that they won't game plan for Wentz too, because they're smart enough too, right? But that ties you up a little bit. Just a little bit. And any little advantage you get, you know how these guys are. You know how these guys are.
You are a big conspiracy.
No, he's banged up.
No, I know.
I know that. I'm just saying, like, I could see it.
You got a
That's
little
all.
bit of Jesse Ventura in you.
Like, how about this? How about this percentage? How about this percentage? There's in my opinion, there's like a 40, because I'm not going over 50. There's a 40% chance that he could still play Sunday. And this injury turned into a more of a game after the injury, more of a little game of cat and mouse. That's all I'm thinking. Could be 40%. Where would your percentage go? Where would you go? What'd you got? Come on, dive into conspiracy.
Doug hates controversy, so he won't even fucking start.
I think he likes it. I think Doug fucking
what's the
loves
controversy? The controversy is
because by
Carson's
saying he's
healthy.
hurt, that's why you got all these fucking boners out there. You got all these.
I know, but that's why we put him away. How great would it be if Carson ended up playing and throwing 4? Oh baby, these motherfuckers gonna be crawling back because I'll come hunting. Oh, I'll just do a show Monday.
Best
8 a.m. I'm going to wake up and just come here.
Best case scenario.
By yourself.
On the shitter.
Wentz does get announced he is playing and then actually fucking wins the game.
Oh, my God.
Then
I'm coming attacking. And I know if he wins, they're going to come attacking like I'm mad about it. Look, I'm not mad about it.
Right.
I want to win.
Right.
Like I just don't have a quarterback controversy going on here in Philly. Listen, family, this is what you got to do. Head on over to YouTube. We got Cromer coming in the house.
Cromer!
Signing on Facebook, so Cromer's going to walk in.
What?
We're going to talk some baseball winter meetings, so perfect time for Cromer to come in the house, too. But
was he out front?
I don't know. He just messaged into Facebook that he was by. And I was like, oh, yeah, come on by.
Stop looking in windows. All right.
Yeah. How'd you know? Like, how'd you know we were here? I have no idea.
Cromer!
Parker says Tommy's right. You don't rule out a guy on Wednesday for a back spasm. No, you just don't. You rule out for a lot of things, not the spasm. Listen, this is Tom and Mike, AM and PM, A2D Radio. Every Wednesday, we are brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make him yours. Gibson Mayer, LLC. Find him on the web, gibsonmayer.com. Mike Mataraki not in the house tonight. Greg Mlakovic not in the house. Tom Arnaud, Nick Delgazzo, Dan McGuckin, Robbie Pove on the 1s and 2s. Having a good week over there, I'm sure. Better week than we are. The family out there. Head over to YouTube or head over to the site. Either or, A2D Radio. You know where to go. Keep bringing it under the YouTube side of things. We'll continue Eagles conversation. We got to talk some Sixers, then wrap up the show, and some Philly winter meetings. McCutcheon, Segura, Love,
Relax.
Machado. Let's fucking go.
It's a secondary move. All right, we'll say that.
It's secondary move at 32. Okay. We'll
My
talk
God,
about
wait, it is a secondary
I got
move.
them. I don't have a problem with anybody spending money. I got a problem with that money. That'll take us right over to the other
It's not
side.
even that much.
We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, is brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Mike from Tom and Mike AM in the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's www.gibsonmayer.com.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, on a2dradio.com.
Tom Arnone, Big Mikey Smalls, Tom, Mike, AM, in the PM, only on A2DRadio.com. Tom and Mike, AM and the PM, A2D Radio. Every Wednesday we're brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make them yours, Gibson Mayer LLC. Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com. Mike Mataraki not in the house tonight. Greg Milakovic not in the house tonight. Tom Arnone, Nick Delgazzo, Dan McGuckin.
Pen talk.
Robbie Pove on the ones and twos. Through an audible tonight. Is this really doing this to me, trying to pull this game up? We're doing internet providers. We know what internet provider we are. Okay, we're sitting right on the internet. Why is that hard to understand? So we started to show off. You know, a 6-7 football team. You know, you got to start to show off failure or failures, right? Because it's an overall thing. And I think one thing I know that we can agree with on these chairs, and I think the family listening to us right now and commenting in can agree on us with this one thing, is that it's an overall failure. You can't. We picked names and we did that game, right? But the sweeps is the point. This is a up and down failure. I mean, this type of 6-7 season right now, as it stands right this second, stems back to me some free agency stuff, which you got killed with some injuries there right off the bat, Mike Wallace. So that changes things right off the bat for you, which is a killer. You don't let him get fluid with this system or anything like that. The draft as a whole outside of the first round over the last couple of years, there's much that's been desired. Okay? It really has. I mean, we can give Howie credit for some of the things he does for agency, some of the trades he's made, but we have to, at some point, demand, since we all want to talk draft all the goddamn time, we got to demand, especially this year, with the amount of picks in this draft, we have to demand starters out of this draft. Because if you don't start landing starters, you become the Green Bay Packers real quick.
Yep.
Okay? It happens real fast where you got a quarterback and nothing else. So you have to draft well. It starts there. It's not just the first round. You got to nail, if you want to be a successful team in the National Football League, in my opinion, you got to nail about 35% of your picks. Have to be starters. Starters. I know that's a high number because there's a lot of failure that goes on. But you got to be better than the rest, and you got to nail a high percentage starters, not just players on your roster. I need starters out of my first 3 rounds need to be starters. Now, if I miss on the 3rd round and I find a guy late in the 5th or something that ends up being a starter, okay. All right, but the percentage needs to be better. You should be landing 2 or 3 starters every draft if you're doing it right. Not one, not because you get a first-round gimme. Like, every first-round guy should be a starter, or at least gets the opportunity to, until he can't anymore. So, you know, the blames that go around to the coaching staff. You know, there is some excuse stuff that we can use in terms of, like, Carson and all season stuff, things you want to do more. And it's not even about him like playbook wise because he knows that up and down. It's more about like, hey, I'm gonna put a ball here in practice, working out with guys, and I feel that chemistry with them because it's all about them windows and stuff like that. And hence why people said he's targeted Ertz 9 times a game. Well, Ertz is open, and his targets for Alshon and Nelly are actually the same, but Nelly's targets are up. So, people overreact to these things that aren't, like, overreacting things. Like, if I'm coming back off an injury and I don't have chemistry with a lot of guys, don't you want me to go to the guy I got the most with? who might be, the best tight end, if not the second best tight end in football, given Sunday?
The thing with Rice,
yeah.
And the thing with Ertz,
Aikman to Irvin
there's
for our Cowboys.
There's a lot of duos,
the thing with Ertz, he's like, it's making up for the few targets that Torrey Smith will get a game.
Yep.
Because we don't have that other receiver. It's literally just Jeffrey and Aguilar.
No, that's why, listen, Golden Tate, like I love Golden Tate.
You get 3 targets a game.
But it's not even about that, Danny. It's about all our receivers run the same route outside of Nelly. Yeah. Like, nobody can stretch the field. The one thing you say about Mike Wallace, he can stretch the field. Torrey Smith can stretch the field. Now, who's a better wideout? Golden Tate. But who's a guy that fits better into what you're trying to do with an Alshon Jeffrey and a Nelly who's more of a, can do a little bit of everything type guy? You know what I mean? I'm not going to say he's great at anything. I just think he does certain things well, but he can stretch the field. Okay? But when you got a guy like Alshon, you need another stretch the field guy. So when you got a Golden and Alshon, they're running the same routes. And that hurts you. That actually jams you up. You know what I mean?
It's
in a way.
It's similar to like the thing. I know this is not the same sport, but it's similar to the thing with like the Simmons effect on Embiid. When teams don't respect Simmons, it makes Embiid's life
that much harder.
So that's what goes. It goes the same way for the other guys.
Absolutely.
And everybody around them.
No, agreed. Absolutely.
But
I mean that's why like at the time, was it almost like a freebie because if Golden doesn't come back, then you get a pick back. So it was almost like a free shot. So understood what they were doing. But if you weren't going to use them, I know hindsight's 20/20. But if you're not going to use them properly, then you should have went out and made a splash with a defensive back or something. Somebody that can, a Patty P or whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody that was going to make a difference on that side.
And I don't think it was a deal where they couldn't use them. And I'm not saying.
No, I know that.
And I'm not saying
I liked it.
I'm not saying it's even like I'm not going to go as far as a failure because it's hard to like bring guys in and expect them just to pick up everything that quick too. Some of it's him learning routes and audibles and all that kind of stuff, which is, I think granted they're NFL players, that's all they have to do. But it's just,
I find it hard to believe. I know,
but
you're spot on.
But it's more of like it's not them not knowing it. It's more the confidence. Like when you're not thinking about what you're running, you're just running it.
Right.
Makes sense? And I think that's the factor. It's not so much like, these guys, they know what he's calling. They know the play calls. It's not that. But it's like, in Detroit where he's comfortable on an offense, I know that, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Quarterback knows where I'm going to be.
It's like second nature.
Yeah, like the second nature, just the muscle memory, like, he's going to be in this spot when I throw this ball. Or, the muscle memory is like, this is like, whatever, this is my favorite route or whatever. It's just, I get it.
To me, I get it. But, I mean, it's more, to me, that's more of like a high school thing where you got 2 hours and then you got to go home. You got to go home and do your homework or whatever, and you want to be a kid or whatever. You're a professional athlete in any sport, whether when we talk about X's and O's, you know what I mean? So, and you arrived on a bye week, you know what I mean? So, you get in there and you get after it. You just, I don't know.
I think
I'm not saying, and I know he's not stupid. I'm not putting it on him. I'm just saying, like,
there is a thing of like, having too many weapons in a way where it's all like fresh weapons. So it's like for a guy like Mike Rowe, not giving him a pass, but it's like, okay, how do I get, figure out what's best for all these guys? What do they do best? Now he probably knows what his guys do best, but then it's sort of learning what I love that what Golden does best. You know what I mean? In a way. So whatever. We continue to talk Eagles, fam. Bring it in. Didn't you guys say Tate is better than Cooper? I don't think that's. I think overall, I mean, his history, yeah, but Amari's a good player, man. I don't think anybody took anything away from Amari Cooper, at least on this couch.
The only thing people said about it was that, oh my God, a first round. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it was 50-50. You're right. Guys that respected him or like myself thought that Guy's 24 years old with 2,000-yard receiving seasons. You know, he just won it out of Oakland. You know what I mean? Like, and the drops were there. Don't get me wrong, but Carr looked lost. I mean, he won, and people were tired of Gruden's act. I mean, I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to rebuild, but it fell on deaf ears. So he just. This year before he got traded was just running around like going through the motions. Right. You know what I mean? But yeah, to your point, yeah, absolutely, I agree 100%. You know what I mean? But now, when you're ready to win right now, it looks like a genius move because you know how we feel about picks. I mean, I don't really I don't give a shit about them. I know that's where you got to hit.
Looking
like
back on
but you can trade them. You can trade them and get
an established guy.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, if better.
I trade for under 26-year-old players for picks all day. All day.
24, yeah.
I'm saying my number's like 26-ish.
Yeah. This draft really isn't like offensively rich anyway. So maybe the Cowboys looked at that and went, all right, maybe it's worth it to do it. So
and look at the two teams that did something. We know the other one was earlier, but the Bears went all in and look at that. I mean, this is a possible playoff team. It's looking like it. I mean, especially with the NFC.
Yeah, I think
on the struggle bus right now. So it looks like
the
Bears are going to get there, and it looks like that move is going to ignited the Cowboys enough to get them in there.
And you were hoping that this ignited us a little bit offensively. At least to be more consistent. And listen, again, it's not over because there's always a chance of him signing here and staying here, and that book can be still unwritten right now. There's not a finish to that story yet. So there's a lot of factors that go into it, but it's just an overall failure as an organization, and goes right down to the players as a whole. Like you start smelling yourself, and you need to learn that every team's coming with their best shot at you.
It just goes back to the poll question, and I said, it's just everything from A to Z. You know what I mean? And like Danny said, that it's just one of those years when every button that was pushed has been wrong.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yep, or it didn't work out.
Yeah.
When last year they did.
What's up, baby?
Last year they did. So
I love the vest. The vest is here. Sorry.
Want to talk a little Phil's winter meetings, some of the things going on here in Philly, and just, winter meetings in general. It's hot stove time, always a fun time of the year, and the Phillies decided to make their kiddie pool midget splash with giving Andrew McCutchen 3 years and $50 million. And
Kitty Cannonball?
Yep, and an option for a fourth. And listen, I love the Segura move. I thought that's a great move. You semi-fleeced the Mariners with that deal, in my opinion. But then you go out, and I have no problem with you spending money. But you did say stupid money. That's stupid money. Like when I heard they were signing him, like I told you guys during the break, I thought it was like a 1-year deal, maybe two. But we just skipped over two. Yeah. We just said, we don't have to overpay to get a guy like Andrew McCutchen. And I don't know what it's a precursor for. I don't know what the reason behind it is. I don't know if it's like a Herrera move coming down the stretch and Quinn play. You know what I mean? I don't know. But what I do know for sure, if this organization does not land Bryce Harper or Manny Machado, it is a complete and total failure of what they promised. Okay? You can look at me any way, Goldschmidt, because I don't give a fuck. What I'm telling you is it's a goddamn failure, because you can't tell me when we started the tank here that 2018-19 we're going to compete. Well, Gene Segura and Andrew McCutchen don't make you compete. It's not enough.
They're just
it's not enough. That's not compete talk.
No, but you can miss. You can miss on the I'm not saying you can't, but you could miss on the monsters, and there's still
plenty to do right.
Still plenty to do right. All right. There's Dallas Keuchel. I'm not crowning him, but there's a lefty arm. You need that lefty starter. Kimbrel. I'm looking at if they miss these two guys, and maybe not, they still could get one of them and then still get the other pieces too.
Yeah.
But I'm looking, possible with Kimbrel. Guy like Dallas Keuchel coming to town.
Also,
go ahead.
Next year's free agency class is loaded too.
Okay, but I don't care about next year right now.
I'm just
because
saying.
I care about what they told me.
All right, but I'm just saying.
I care what they told me.
They told me. Moves
nope. Danny, if you're going to tell me two things, they didn't tell me one. They told me by 2018, 2019.
Right,
hold on. By 2018, they said we're going to be contenders. Okay? They said that when they started this process. Then they said this offseason they're going to spend stupid money.
Okay.
That's the owner of this organization. So hold on. Stupid money doesn't just mean you go spend stupid money on Andrew McCutchen. Stupid money is – hold on. Right. Stupid money is Harper or Machado and a Kimbrel or a Britton. That's stupid fucking money. Stupid money ain't McCutchen and a Kimbrel and a Segura. It ain't stupid money. That's not what you told me.
All right.
Can they win games with it? Yeah,
they
can win games with it. That's not what you told me.
Prior to Lena, how many times were you out at the bar and you're like, man, look at that smoke show? You went over there. No, you went over there, and there's plenty of times that you failed. It's a two-way street. You know what I mean? You went over and you went, hey, can I buy you a drink?
Probably a lot
Get
of
the fuck
failures.
out of here. Boom, right?
Yeah, but stupid money don't fail.
All right,
like if you're going to spend stupid money, and
I'm telling you where it does is because guys don't want to play for Kepler, and everybody can defend them, and that's fine. All right, 3 guys talked about it last night, and the key word they used was
weird words. Oh.
No. And I hate the Red Sox, and I hate the Yankees, and I hate the Astros, but I like all 3 of those managers, right? And I know they're new school guys, right? But what they said, Hinch said, be authentic, be who you are. If not, these guys see right through it, all right? And what are we talking about besides the moves? Let's talk. Come on, spray tan. All right, whitening your teeth. I'm not Botox. I'm not going to hygienics here. I'm just saying that's not who you are, Gabe. You understand? And these people they see right through you. And it's just I know money talks, and you say okay, $400 million, but still they don't want to play for the guy. So you'll be surprised.
But I'm saying, all right, but we all knew Harper and Machado, they weren't going to be the first signings. Like,
yeah.
I think
Boris
this
is waiting.
What I'm trying to say is the secondary moves. They just trying to make it look more appealing for them, for those guys. You gotta just let it play out. Like I know you're
I'm going to play out. It's not over
I just
yet.
think you're.
I'm just not going to.
It's definitely what Boris does.
I'm not going to.
I mean, they've made it clear that the McCutchen signing is not taking them out of the Harper sweep.
I'm not saying
Or
it is.
Machado
I never went in there. But
oh, by the way, let's not forget that if for some reason they fail this year, and that's fine if they don't land one of those guys.
of course it is for
There's
you.
another guy next year they could back up the Brinks truck on named
but-
Nolan Arenado, who's better than Manny Machado and better than Bryce Harper.
I'll go better than Bryce
by
Harper.
the way,
I'm not ready to say better than Manny overall yet.
I am.
Okay, but let me see your numbers. Let me see
am.
your numbers outside of there, though, because I got to factor that in a little bit. I have to factor your numbers inside. He's a pimp, but I still got to factor them numbers in a little bit.
No,
when you
and
play
I'm also
when you play their 81.
I'm a
you
guy.
You play their 81.
Listen, I'm a guy who's
Everybody
got
puts up 10.
I'm a guy who's got it between the heads too. Manny Machado, not between the ears, brother. Okay. Manny Machado doesn't have it together between the ears.
You don't have a
Manny Machado.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks
for coming. But you don't have a say in this. Okay, you have a say in Goldschmidt and what happens in St. Louis inside this organization.
Which is a great signing, by the way. Hey, by the way, hey, my man.
It is a great signing. Okay, but you don't have a say in our want and what we've waited for. You don't have that say. Unless you're here fully, you don't, Danny, right? You don't have that full say on how we feel internally as fans when we've been promised things. You can't say that because we're going to live in the goddamn moment because next year's next year.
Well, live in the moment.
But hold on.
River, though.
Hold on.
By the way, it's not about today. It's about making sure that you build stability going forward, which is why we haven't had that in St. Louis because we had Mike Matheny and we've had an organization that's not willing to spend money on everything else and that. You have an organization that's willing to go out and spend money. You're talking about how Andrew McCutchen is an overpay. By the way, every place established this year, everyone that predicted Andrew McCutchen was going to get 3 years and $45 million. Oh, big deal. An extra $5 million. And that year that everybody anticipated he was going to get this year.
How them numbers?
It doesn't make it.
It absolutely matters.
Now,
Your production matters. Your production matters.
He's going to be fine. He's better than any outfielder you have on this roster this year.
That's a fucking lie, dude. That's a lie. He bet at 250 last year. Listen, you look at two numbers.
Tell me what a double.
Hold on. We're talking about a 27-year-old guy over a 32-year-old guy.
A guy who's averaged 155 games.
It's not about you
healthy all year, every year. It's out there.
That's great. That's great. Adubel played every game, too. So we're going to play that game? Like, if we're going to compare to Adubel, I'm not comparing Andrew McCutchen to Adubel.
You go a whole month where he's
Why is it about
Adubel?
I'm talking about two numbers that factor into a decline. Homers and batting average.
He's in a better ballpark. He's in a great ballpark for him to be able to do that. By the way, he's not going to play center field.
Now he's refining himself. He's finding the old Andrew McCutchen. Can we stop? Production for 3 years dictates the kind of player you are, and it's dipped every year. So
you are the guy who says it's not my money. It doesn't matter. By the way, he's a great leader in the ball club.
This is what everybody's missing. I don't have an issue with the signing Andrew McCutchen, but I'm not letting this fucking organization off the hook for shit.
But they're not signing him as the intention of being the big target. If they fail on a Machado or if they fail on a Harper, it's not that they signed Machado as being the big signing.
I'm saying to you guys, if they fail when it's all said and done, because I'm letting
that's on Clantac then.
I'm on it now. That's all I'm saying to you guys. I'm foot on the gas now. So I'm letting you know, if you fail, I got A, B, C, D that you told me that you didn't accomplish.
Okay, then, yeah.
So then, as an organization,
But the
so
way
if it is
you're
the
putting
manager,
it out
if it is
there-
the manager, he needs to go then. If guys don't want to play for him. So internally, you got to say Matt Clintack and Andy McPhail
I don't
we
disagree
messed up
on that.
to start with. So my point is that
I don't disagree with that.
it's not, people are misinterpreting the Andrew McCutchen signing as like a hate signing for me. It's just all I'm telling everybody.
The way you put it out there was a hate signing.
No, it's a meh.
You put it out
it's a
there
meh.
like a hate signing right
It's a
away.
meh.
Even after the organization said this is not going to impede on
It's
us
not.
going after a Harper or Machado,
not.
you still
Yep.
put it out there
You
like
just,
a hate
you
signing.
just swung it right back into my favor again because you said the organization said this doesn't do A, B for us. Okay? So my point is, it's not about McCutchen. It's if you're going to go spend stupid money on a guy on a decline and you don't come up with a big fish or two, we got an issue.
Welcome to being a St. Louis fan, by the way, who over the last fucking 5, 6, 7 years, how many times
you
have
in
we
the
seen
top
them
five
swing and
market.
miss?
But wouldn't you
Well,
want
what I'm saying is,
cover
it
all your
happens. Doesn't
bases?
make you a failure.
Yeah, it does.
When you want to cover all your bases, if you had an option, all right? I know you're going all in. I know it's Christmas morning.
I'm a dog, yeah.
It's Christmas morning, and you want to tear it open, and you want to see Bryce.
You're a
You want to see Bryce, and you want to see Manny. But when you want to spread it around, you got I'm just saying.
I would,
and I'm
but-
not crowning Dallas Keuchel. I'm saying, but there's a name. I'm saying Dallas. You get a Dallas Keuchel. You get a left-handed starter.
Marlon
You get
Gonzalez
Craig-
would
you
do
get-
something
You get
for me.
Craig Kimball on the back end. You get
Right.
a DJ LeMahieu to play second base. A Gold Glover. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me about Jetpack. Right?
Oh, yeah, I'm done with
Let
it.
him be the
You're right.
bench.
You're
Let him be the bench
absolutely
guy.
right.
Now
No,
you
but-
get 3 pieces, and you got Sakura. That's 4 pieces.
Listen, there's things that they can do that I would still be okay. You
And
understand
listen,
it? But I'm just clarifying.
Under the radar, that Alvarez trade with the Angels,
good.
I think it's going to be a great trade for them.
2 lefties out of the pen.
Huge addition.
Listen, I do
Passos,
too.
too.
All
2
I'm
lefties out of
saying
the pen.
is,
Yeah.
this is my whole point, okay? And I'm going to take it back to the words I used. They told me contender, okay? Any way
Those-
you want to sign
I just
yourself,
gave you 4 names
hold
that
on.
you're a contender.
I'm-
You
I'm
don't
s-
need the fucking monster.
I agree with you. They don't need
Hold
that.
on. I'm finishing.
Go ahead.
I'm tying it back into the goddamn point. I'm still getting hammered.
You're not
There,
getting
there's
hammered.
no certain way that they have to get the contention. Make sense? Make sense? If it's Marlon Gonzalez,
See, you're looking for the blonde. You're looking for blonde and big tits. That's what you want. That's what you want.
I don't want Harper. I've never been a Harper guy. I'm not the one who's been linked to Manny Machado forever. I'm not the one who, if I miss on him, that's a big time failure in my organization when I had a relationship with a guy and I still can't get him to come here and I'm going to overpay. That's an organizational failure. Okay, Manny Machado isn't going to make or break it if you can go sign, a bunch of, like I said, a Marlon
But I don't
Gonzalez.
think
But he wants to play
Kimbrel.
shortstop. He wants to
But
play
is it-
shortstops, and you just got secure.
Well,
I'm not saying it's out of the woods. I'm
But
just saying.
is it an organizational failure, or is it the greed on the player side? Because there's somebody that's going to overpay for Manny Machado. And I could tell you from a St. Louis aspect, we watched what Albert Pujols not only got an absolutely
He's
ridiculous
31 though,
contract.
Chrome. He was 31.
But it wasn't just that. The thing that swayed it was they gave him a franchise spokesperson deal for 10 years after the fact, before he ever put a hat on in a press conference, and that swayed it that way. So is it an organizational failure, or is it the fact that they understand what the value of the player is and somebody's willing to overpay for it?
Well, when you're a top 5 market and you've been linked to a
St. Louis, I don't care that they say that St. Louis is a small-time market. It's been put out there even more over the years that St. Louis
I'm not
is
taking a shot at St.
way
Louis.
No,
with
but
with
my
their-
point is
yeah,
they
yeah.
are a massive market. They are one of
Absolutely.
the most profitable
But remember,
clubs in
St. Louis
baseball.
made a smart
but
move
they
there.
were smart enough to know that
But-
you don't overpay.
But listen,
you
Chrome,
set a line.
he was 31 at the time, though. It changes the fact. They made a smart move, absolutely. We're talking about 26 or 31, right? At 26,
No, I
can
understand
go, I can
that.
go
He
overpay.
turned it down, though. I thought we didn't go into it. He did turn it down.
No, but you know what I'm saying, though? He was older.
No, we didn't. He turned it down.
He was older. He was older when that deal came
But
up
the
for him.
point is, Machado has made it very clear through his personality, it's money.
But we had
He's
had
gonna
to
take-
put our foot forward
Sure.
because he was the face of our franchise.
Agreed.
You know?
But Machado is very making it clear it doesn't matter ties. It doesn't matter that this is the organization or the front office that you know.
You're getting 4. I want 4.
He wants what he's going to get, and which is the most money to go wherever, and he's going to be overpaid.
So what?
I guarantee you.
So what? You just overpaid. Okay, if you want to say $5 million. Hold on.
You're not a Harper guy. I'd rather have Harper. I'd rather have a guy who might run through the wall and have Harper than have a Machado who's telling me he's not going to run down first base.
Listen.
Sorry, that's me. It's my personal opinion.
Just because I like Machado's production better doesn't mean I'm against. Like I've said, I want both.
No, I know. I know you do.
I want one or the other.
I'm not taking that away from you.
Now, to Sleeves' point, if you figure out another way and you're creative elsewhere to be what you told me you were going to be, then I'm all in for you. But as it stands right now, are they a better baseball team than they were last year? Yeah. Okay, we can agree on that. They're a little better. A little better.
Definitely.
In spots. Obviously, up the middle, you're better. That's a huge plus, okay? But overall, you get Hoskins back to first. Yeah, it makes you better. Obviously, it strengthens your outfield, okay? So, yeah, you're a little bit better. But are you the difference of what you were last year in terms of winning division better?
No, it's just the winter meetings gets everybody a hard on. They don't mean anything.
I know.
I'm just saying, tomorrow it ends. Tomorrow it ends, and that's fine.
How long we been talking about this?
I know, but that's what Boris does. He's going to hang on to it.
And Mike will vouch for this on this show.
And Manny's going to squeeze every penny.
I've been yelling at them for this year coming up forever. Because the year they told me.
No, I know.
So I got to stick to what you said when you were hired. Because I can only go off a man by his word when I don't know a guy personally. So I can just go off what you said. So if you're not creative to get there and you don't bring in a Britton or a Kimbrel, there's ways you can do it. But to me, okay, yeah, it starts with your little pieces to entice the guy to come here, obviously. Okay, and McCutcheon's a great locker room guy. Good. If that's part of your process and your thought process, then I'm there with you. But all I'm saying is you can't miss on too much. So if you're losing out on the Harper Machado sweepstakes, you can't lose out on the underneath stuff, especially at Danny's point when Danny said, well, them guys are going to get signed up first because Boris is going to wait. Well, you can't get fleeced here or tricked. Make sense?
No.
So that's all my point is you can't come away with just this.
We understand that more than anybody that we
But
sit on
if they just came away with this, is all my point.
Oh, of course.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of long Wednesdays and Sundays in here.
I get you.
Yeah,
That's all my point is.
You got to get arms. You got to get arms. And like you said, you still, a bat away. But it didn't have to be one of the monsters. You know what I mean? I'm just a big four for one guy. I'd rather do that. I
agree with you. I think my point is until he signs a deal, wherever he signs with, to crown a failure, it's open-ended. We got to see what that deal is that he ends up signing because he's not a $400 million guy, and I think that's probably what he's going to shoot for, $400 million guy. And I'm sorry, Machado's not that guy.
And you're looking at anywhere from 10 to 12 years. That's a fucking albatross.
Mike Trout.
That's a goddamn.
In fairness, Mike Trout's the only guy that's that much guy.
That is an anchor around your throat. I mean, I don't give a shit if you're 26 or not. That's a fucking anchor. It's a fucking albatross.
And let's be honest,
You know what I mean?
any of these guys who are 26 at this point, which is we've never seen this in baseball, that are 26, it doesn't matter, which is why I want the Cardinals to go after Harper, is because the Cardinals don't give 10-year deals. And the Phillies don't have to give a 10-year deal because you can give them a 10-year deal for however many millions of dollars, but these guys are so talented that there is no doubt that at 30 or 31 years old,
I'm a 4-year guy.
It is a 5-year deal regardless of if the paperwork says $10 million. They are opting out because at 30 or 31, they're going to have to opt out in order to get another 10-year deal.
I look at it,
So whatever deal they sign, it's going to be a 5-year deal. I don't care that the paperwork says 10
I look at
years.
it like an ego. Like they're all egos. You're feeding your egos. I told you that
Which
before.
is why
I told you that before. You offer 4 for 200. And that's 50 a year. 50 a fucking year.
Well,
you go like this. No, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? And hey, give us 4 years. Give us 4 years to win.
It's a Kirk Cousins treatment.
Give us 4 years to win. And throw your dick 50 a year. 50 a year.
Yep.
You'd be on fucking cribs.
Regardless of what they give these fucking guys, they're essentially 5-year deals. Because at the 5-year mark, you're going to give them the opt-out, and they are going to opt out regardless.
Yeah, and that's
then it's on the organization of if you're going to re-sign them beyond that.
Then I would let them walk. If they're going to
– Well, that's why I said about St. Louis. Yeah. I don't know why St. Louis wouldn't be on Harper because absolutely I'm giving him whatever he wants for I'll give him the whole fucking whatever. I'll front load the deal, and then by 5 years when he opts out and goes for more money –
That's it. We're good. 5 years, man.
See you later. Have fun.
To me,
Because we're not giving you another deal at 31 years old.
Give us a shot
So
at
that's the whole thing that I don't think people consider. It's essentially a 5-year deal, whatever these guys sign.
No. And baseball money's so tricky; it's all guaranteed.
Right.
So the agents are pigs, the players are pigs.
No,
you know
see,
what I mean? We're trying to get creative,
which
but
is
I know
why
what you're
you
saying.
front load.
Oh, I know.
Front load it. Give them what they want for that amount of time, and then boom, you cut it off. You're done.
I have no problem with it. It's just me of everything said. I love you, Tom, but you said the Phillies are done. They're just getting started. No, I don't. I didn't say they're done. I didn't say this is the end of their signings. I just said it better not be. Like you can't lose out on the lower level guys if you're not going to go after the big ones. You know what I mean? Waiting for the big ones. So you have to be on point with this stuff. You have to decide.
Especially if you're talking about stupid money. So what would it matter if you go get the pieces that I just said?
Nothing.
And then you still got, you still waiting on the
God
monster.
Bless you. Nothing, because you can spend it as much as you want. What's the difference in signing? I said sign Harper and Machado. So what's the difference in signing one and using the extra money on guys like he was talking about? It's the same thing. They can't not contend is the whole point.
No, you're absolutely right.
That's what it came to. And
I don't think that's going to be an issue this year. They're going to make enough moves that they're going to contend. They've done enough. I like the move with Alvarez at the bullpen. Segura is a huge piece, I think, for them to shore up the middle of the infield.
The pays those guys real tough. Too.
And listen, if they miss out on Harper or Machado, they're going to get Brantley. The only issue with Brantley is the injury issues, obviously. Right. But if he's in the lineup, dude's a freaking stud. And they're going to do other things to fill in. I actually thought Charlie Morton would have been a really good fit here.
Yeah, he already was.
And that deal was pretty surprising. Lance Lynn sucks, by the way. Terrible offer.
He went to the Rangers, right?
You know I'm on that, yeah. 3 years, $30 million. Fuck out of here. And the Hap thing, listen, they did the right thing with the Hap move, where from what I heard, they offered him 2 years with an option year. He wanted the third year guaranteed. Nobody else other than the Yankees were going to guarantee that. There's other options out. I like Dallas Keuchel a lot, and I think Dallas Keuchel would be really good in this rotation. Was it 31?
31.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Keuchel a
3
lot.
years.
I haven't,
once
honestly,
again, 3 years.
He's one of the free agents I haven't really read up a lot of. What does he want? He
3
wants
years.
3 years? All right.
That's not, it's.
I'm more willing to give him
3
3
years
years
for
over Hap. I've seen Hap.
A lot of guys who've had the success of Keuchel will want 4 or 5 or 6 years. So you can get him in 3 years. That's a huge addition.
Yeah, I would love that.
I've heard somebody say, well, he might be Jake Arrieta 2.0. No, I think he's a lot better pitcher than Jake Arrieta.
Plus, his lefties hang around for a while longer anyway.
There's always a spot for lefties in a lineup, in a rotation. So
I agree.
I think they're going to make more than enough moves, and I think that they're going to be a lot better than they were last year.
Listen, if it's February, then you should definitely be out of your mind. You know what I mean? Because I think the Mets are going to get better. They've already gotten better, and if they pull the trigger on Realmuto, they gotten really, really better. Yeah. Right? So,
well, I don't think that deal. I don't think that deal is going to go down for them. But I'm intrigued by the news of
Reds.
Boston being open to conversations on Porcello, Bogarts, and Jackie Bradley, because that to me opens up some other opportunities out there. If you can't acquire somebody through free agency, like you talk, I know Porcello's on a contract year, but I like Porcello a lot.
Yeah, I'd be all in for a Bogarts or a Bradley, but more of a Bogarts if you could get him to play third. One of them deals, but I love Bogarts. I think he brings a lot to the table. But yeah, anything they do to upgrade is going to be better. You know what I mean? But you have to compete. You can't come that close to winning division and that kind of collapse and not respond with a big free agency in some fashion. Make sense? And that's all. That's all it comes down to, in my opinion. I mean, we can spin it any way we want. If it's a big price guy and one other guy, or if it's four above average B plus type players or B players, then that's the direction they go. But all I'm saying is if it gets to –
But it's needs. It's all needs.
Yep.
Not that the other two guys aren't needs. I mean, they're absolute monsters. But, if you fill in the four spots with pros, and that fill needs, right, then you've gotten better, drastically better. And then where you went all in eggs in basket and you're just getting one of the monsters, and then your starting staff breaks down, after the All-Star break again, like last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and maybe you can
or Sir Anthony, coughs up 15 fucking wins, 15 saves again. You know what I mean? Where you got a guy like the fucking arm, sitting there, or fucking Britton or Miller, whoever, you know what I mean?
And
Whoever it is.
I'm not closing out the option that they have a lot of trade pieces at this point. Signing McCutchen now makes a guy like Odubel, who has a very, very club-friendly contract.
Yeah, but the problem is when the Marlins tell you, here's the problem. When the Marlins tell you you don't got enough to get JT Realmuto, but then you're in conversation talks for Chris Bryant, like it doesn't add up to me. Like you can, if you don't have,
that must have been at the major league level because the Phillies got a bunch of
right.
We
but
told you,
I think
they got an influx of outfielders.
But
I
think
you're talking about housing.
well, I mean,
I think it
there's
depends.
three guys that have. There's three guys that are two of them have club friendly deals in Herrera and Kingery, right? And then there's a third who's still under a deal in Franco. So for the Marlins, it's not like there wasn't some guys with good deals for them that are younger that.
But
like,
I'm
they
not,
can't come in and play for him right now.
Yeah,
you know?
but I'm not using the Marlins as the benchmark because I look at a lot of guys out there. I'm not ruling out the fact that New York might look to trade Mike Stanton or Giancarlo Stanton in order to open up a spot for Bryce Harper. And listen, New York loves young pitching. You put out Sixto, Eflin, you throw in an Odubel. If they're looking to trade their third baseman for a 1-year stopgap until Nolan Arenado is a free agent, you throw in a Maikel Franco. Not ruling out that as an opportunity either. There's a lot of trade opportunity out there as well if they don't land the big fish free agent. There's a lot of creativity that could be put out there. And everybody knows the Yankees love young, good pitching.
I don't disagree with any of this stuff.
I'm a monster Nolan guy. I really am. So, I mean, that's the way I feel.
To me,
just because he's a two-way guy.
Listen,
you know what I mean? Because you can take it. I'm just not saying you, but anybody can take the splits and shove them up their ass because I think it goes both ways. It's not easy to play in altitude either. You know what I mean? Like, you got to fucking breathe. You gotta, it's
brother,
tough to breathe
I was
there
there.
and shit, bro.
I was there.
It's tough to
no, like I said,
2 weekends ago, I was there.
This guy's a 17-year Gold Glover. Not now. I'm saying when it's all said and done. It's a Brooks Robinson type third baseman. You know
I was there 2 weeks ago and taking an escalator and walking just down the escalator, which does half the movement for me. I was out of breath by the time I got to the bottom of it.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell you that. And I'm not in that bad of shape. I got a little bit on me, but I'm not that bad of shape.
Listen, I love Arenado, and like I said, he's a pimp. Like I'm not taking anything away, but
you're living in the now. I'm
saying
I get exactly.
I got Manny Machado in front of me, and to say Arenado's like that much better, I just don't agree with. Like I'll say, yeah, okay, you want to say he's better, fine, okay, but Machado at third's a Gold Glover too. Now, is he good as Arenado? I'm not saying that. Okay, I'm not going there. But he's good. It's not like you got Franco at third defensively.
But he has to be willing to go there.
No, I'm just the hypothetical.
But to me,
And I think to me, it's more about the character. Then now you look at the character. I would much rather have an Nolan Arenado on my team than a Manny Machado.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah,
Listen.
Well, it goes back to, you changing sports, but same thing with Kawhi. Everybody's like, all right, man, you guys don't want nobody wanted Kawhi, you fucking losers. Dude, we didn't like, it's not that nobody disrespected the guy's talent. The guy's a top 5 player in the league, but he's crummish. Right? He's crummish. Right? He quit on that fucking on a fucking stellar organization. And it was to me, it was just going to be a stopgap anyway. You know what I mean? He wants to go back to L.A. So
and Machado's crummish for different ways.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know.
Like,
he didn't make any friends in the playoffs.
No, like he's going to show up. He's going to show up daily. He plays in a ton of games. The guy doesn't miss many games besides the injury year. So, he plays more games than Harper plays in. So that's what always led me more to Machado. And again, it's in, like you said, it's in the moment of this. So in the moment of this, I'm jacked up and all in. And we're going to find out a lot about this organization over the next month on how creative they can be if they don't land one of the fishes they talked about landing. Again, this isn't stuff I said. I've been saying it, but they told it to me first. So you told it to me first. I'm just going to continue to remind you until you want to fucking hear me that this is a huge free agency for you to tell me where we're at, where we at as an organization. Are we still just pity patting around our feet and we can't make too much noise? Or we're going to say, hello, New York, hello, fucking Boston. I said the other night, you go get Harper and Machado, you fucking beat the Red Sox. You fucking beat the Red Sox.
You beat anybody, of course.
Well, I'm just.
Hey, listen, if the Cardinals get Goldschmidt and Harper, which is not going to happen.
Still not better.
It's going to happen, by the way.
Because you don't have
Harper's signed in St. Louis.
You don't have a Noah. You don't have
I tell you that
Noah,
every
so
day. Harper's signed in St. Louis.
Slow down.
Goldschmidt and Harper.
You don't have a Noah on the bump. You don't have that arm.
We got a Jack Flaherty.
Yes, we do.
All right, slow down. All right.
Stud.
Anthony Ray is
stud.
I'm not disagreeing with this yet, but no, but we can agree. We can agree.
Reyes is coming back
right now. Aaron Nola,
yes,
top 5 arm in baseball.
I mean, to me, it's
where was he? I mean, is that close? After last year and about a year and a half, about 5, 6.
He's got.
The numbers speak for it.
Yeah, but one more year. I got to see one more.
No,
year
I'm saying right now, after a year and a half, where do you put him? That's
I'll
all.
say last year, yes. This year, maybe top 15.
He was the top 3 in Cy Young in the NL. So what are we missing?
Right, but that's
that's not right.
That's
yeah.
1 year.
Well, I'm talking about right in the moment.
Well,
we don't have to judge who. We don't have to judge.
You're an in the moment guy. I'm a prove it to me type of guy. I got to see it over 2 seasons or 3 seasons.
Guy is.
I'm not saying I don't think he's going to be that guy. I am. Tom's like, God damn, I can't believe this guy came in.
How are we? Hold on. In the moment, from your eyes, Uncle Chrome, what have you seen? Because your eyes aren't going to lie to you when he's the top 5 pitcher in the game. You want to say 6 or 7? I'll go there.
No, this
because
is
you want to put some names ahead of him with a pedigree.
Yeah, well,
fine.
2 guys in the NL are better than him, so now you got to go to the American League. But listen, that's now you're just
you're talking.
It's tomato.
I know. I'm just making a point though that
he's a pimp.
Yeah, that we have that guy on the bump. So to me, like going out and getting a lefty wasn't a huge necessity. You can do that sort of like a trade or be creative that way. So I wasn't as concerned about the Haps of the world and the Keuchels. Like I was more focused on like, yo, we need to hit. We didn't hit last year. Nowhere near the way we in this ballpark. You got to out hit some people.
You're right.
And that's why when I'm a pitching guy, I get it. But when I have that guy, I'm like, okay, I'm good there for right now. You know, I can be creative other ways to try to get a lefty in here or even another righty if that's what it comes to. You know what I mean? And be creative in my bullpen, which they already have been, to strengthen that out. So that's why I'm like, you know what? We got to hit now. You know, and we have some pieces that can hit a little bit. Like to me, I love Hoskins. We'll see if he can be more consistent, right? He's hot, cold like a lot of guys in the league. But I need to see.
Coming back to his natural position.
Yeah, let's say more consistency. Obviously, you know, we need a Odubel Herrera to hit for the whole season and not 2 months.
I don't think Odubel's going to be on the roster.
I'm not saying he is. I'm just talking about.
No, I know what you're saying, but I'm saying
I'm living in the moment on what's here.
About that.
You know what I mean? I'm living in the moment on what's here. You know, is it going to be Williams or Quinn in the other outfield spot? Mm-hmm. You know, is Williams going to get a shot to play every day, or is it going to be Quinn? You know what I mean? Or is Herrera trade or whatever? You know, if it as status quo, can Maikel Franco put a full season together? Like I'm talking about status quo guys. You know, can Hernandez? So there's so many ifs. Now, where I'm feeling strong about, like, I think Jorge Alfaro is going to get better. One behind the plate. I expect him to get a little bit better defensively, okay, because he threw out a ton of fucking runners last year.
To me, I think he's going to be a really good defensive catcher. I'm worried about the offense.
I think I think he's going to learn this more when he stays inside himself a little bit more and you know, stays inside the baseball, doesn't get pool hungry.
He's going to use the whole field, yeah.
Yep.
I know he says a bunch of shit about his strikeouts, but he still batted, what? Didn't he batted 255?
Alfaro?
Yeah.
It's
so
something
it's not like you batted 220 and struck out all the time.
First full
he
year.
Still gave you 250.
Yeah. First full year, I thought he showed signs. You know, and you got to see the improvement in this year is a big one for him. But like I said, so that I'm running off a lineup right now. Okay, Segura, you know what you're going to get because it always gives you what you're going to get.
Yeah, but you don't have to hit that much as a catcher if you're a plus defender.
Yeah. But then
which he's not right now.
So that lineup on paper right now.
That's how Yachty lived for all those years, and then he became a
took a while. Yeah, it took a while.
A tremendous offensive.
Took him about 2 or 3 years where he was hitting
usually
212.
They usually
Yachty had about 3 years where he was hitting about 212, 225 until he finally started to kind of put it all together.
Yeah, a lot of work with catchers. Yeah. What do you got, Robbie? 262. Alfaro? Oh, thanks. 262 for Jorge Alfaro last year. Not bad. And he was a little spotty, blocking balls at times, but throwing dudes out, he was a pin.
No, and you talk about
he's got a cannon. Yeah, he's boxing a lot of balls.
Yeah,
no,
not moving enough back there.
No, to the point that you guys made, if you're a plus defender, you talk about 262.
Oh, yeah, you're
and especially if you have a lineup in front of him, that's
sign me up.
But everything I just said about this lineup on paper right now, it's still not good enough. So that's all my point is. We're not done. We're not finished. Nah. But I got to say it how it is in this. And right now, for anybody out there, it didn't get drastically better. It got a little bit better. It's not drastically better. There's way too much inconsistency in this lineup from everybody's superstar Rhys Hoskins as well, okay? Everybody's crowning the next coming of whatever, of Babe Ruth. But let's, slow down. My eyes tell me you're not consistent enough, all right? You hit a homer up 7-1 type guy. When's your homers coming? When's your, you know what I mean? I look at that kind of stuff.
That was a lot of Ryan Howard.
No, and he did point. No, but
Howard was 2-hole. He had a lot of solo homers. That's not his fault.
No, I'm just making a whole thing of it.
Last year, a lot of his home runs,
all solo.
almost most of them came to either tie the game or bring the Phillies within one. I remember they had that weird stat. So most of his home runs were clutch last year.
Okay. Well,
almost all of them.
They're all solo shots.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard because
the clutch meter was there.
I'm living off the last 3 months. You know what I mean? Like the beginning of the year, I know, when we were playing good baseball, obviously he had to hit clutch home runs. But I'm talking about when we struggled, when we went south and guys went cold, and you need a guy like that to step up. I didn't see enough about anybody on this roster, and there was vets on this roster that didn't do it. So. They're not going to be here this year. I thought Ramos played well, obviously, but his Dribble Cabrera stunk for us. It was terrible for us. Yeah. So,
a good first 2 weeks, and then it just died.
Yeah, so that's we're gonna find out a lot about Matt Klentak, Andy McPhail, and what people think of Gabe Kapler real soon. So, but right now, we're not better than the Braves. We're not better than the Braves.
I don't love the Donaldson signing.
Donaldson stinks. Fuck Donaldson. But they got 2 puppies who can flat out hit and play. And they got 3 who can hit because Freddie Freeman can hit a little bit too. So a little bit. So right now though, Chrome, they're better than us. So that I gotta base it off who's in my division. Yeah. Washington, I don't love the Corbin and the length of the deal.
That's a terrible deal.
It is, but in the moment next year, if he's healthy, that's a pretty good arm. That your piece with Strasburg and Scherzer. Sure. So you lose Harper, but you could mow all day if you wanted to.
And they can also do what I talked about. You know what I mean? Like, you lost Harper. Okay, well, now go fill in some other pieces. You know what I mean? Because you still got young pups. Soto's an absolute freaking stud, right? Rendon. Zimmerman's on his way out, but Trey Turner. I mean, they got 3 puppies right there.
Yeah, they're not bad.
You can build around if you added, a couple more.
They're not
pieces.
bad.
The staff is filthy. You add a couple pieces and you get somebody on the back end that close games out. They'll be right back.
That's why I got to hit.
They'll be back to being decent. A good
the
team
Mets
as well.
The Mets are throwing fucking horses at us.
Yeah,
like they might be better. You understand? Like they might be better right now.
Well, I think Syndergaard's gone.
Okay, so
I think he's going to end up.
Well, me of everything said, let's make a trade for Thor. Or Ralphie D said, let's send a package to the Mets for Thor. I don't think
in the division.
In the division usually doesn't play out too well. But,
I think he's
but
going
on paper,
he's going to end up a Met.
On paper, though,
or a Yankee. I'm sorry.
On paper, they're better. You could make an argument for all 3 teams maybe being a little bit better. You could, but you can also make the argument that the Phillies are better. So you understand? So you got to separate your fucking selves. Because you told me you were. So whatever that is, because I'm going to keep yelling until it happens, I need separation from the pack. Okay? Washington wasn't supposed to be fucking better than us. They were losing Harper. So they're still better than us? We better fucking better zip it the fuck up. I don't even know what to fucking say, but we better wake up. And I have no problem with McCutchen. This is the same thing about the Foles thing. Like, people are making me not like guys. You know what I mean? Like, people are trying to out there tell me how this is a great fucking signing. It's not, like, you know what I mean? It's what gets my blood boiling. It's man. Like, I'm not mad about it. In my video, I looked upset because when I get fucking alerts in the winter meetings, when I heard we were talking to Harper and Machado the day before, and I get an alert, and it's a 3-year deal for Andrew McCutchen, I got questions.
It's a great signing.
It might be for the clubhouse, for other I get all that deeper stuff. The same thing why
not even a
the
ball
same thing why John D. Filippo should be back.
Yeah.
The same reason why John D. Filippo should be back. Locker room. See?
Are we gonna get into that conversation?
Because I'll win.
I don't think he's a
You
bad
won't
player.
win shit.
I will win it.
I don't think he's a bad player.
Stop it.
Who?
Kutch. I didn't.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I didn't like the 3 years either, but it is what it is. I think incentive lead in 1-year deals. It kind of jacks
Everybody
people up,
expected him to get 3 years, but everybody knew that 2 years was probably the proper.
And listen, it is what it is. Like I said, with our market and our money,
you're in a market where Craig Kimbrell's out there asking for 6 years and over $100 million.
Yeah, I mean that's absurd. And I love Kimbrell.
The fuck out of
here. You can pack your bag. You ain't
Exactly.
coming here.
Don't
even pack your bags like you're coming to a meeting.
You're
we
gonna
don't
get
need to
4 and like it. All right, Craig.
Yeah, and listen, you might get 3 and like it, Craig.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Go play in Tampa. You'll cost more than the whole fucking.
Yeah, they'll have to build a
payroll.
stadium for Craig Kimbrell. Imagine that.
They just gave Charlie Morton $15 million a year. That's half their fucking payroll for the rest of the team.
Yep, and that's stupid money.
That's ridiculous.
Well, I think the arms are all stupid money. Honestly, why do you think I do my arms differently?
Charlie Morton would.
My arms got to be homegrown arms because I do arms differently. Because I think when you go out and try to buy arms, it doesn't work out too well for some teams. It can. It's happened with Doc, but Cliff, we almost got the opposite at times because he wasn't clutch. But my point is like you get burned with arms in long-term deals. You get burned with arms.
I'm with you. You're
never going to start him more than 3 years.
You're preaching to the choir. I totally agree because the Cardinals organization, that's what they do. Minus when you have a Mike Matheny who burns every fucking arm out.
Yeah, well, he didn't know who was a starter, who was a reliever. Yeah, he was a mess. What, see that shot that just went in?
Did that go in?
I don't know how that went in. Did you see that, Dave?
Sure. Oh, it did go in.
That's like me on the courts.
But no, you're preaching to the choir, and I agree with you. Where they're going. I agree with you. The way to go is 1 or 2, maybe 3 pieces on the offense when you're building a core.
Yep.
And go everything else through the pitching, through the rotation, through the bullpen.
Yep.
Build that shit and build it around.
Because I think relievers,
the pitching core.
I think relievers, like just regular relievers, forget the quotas for a second, but I think regular relievers are stuff that you can go out in the market and get. Because the funny thing, we don't know this, we're all baseball guys.
Long relievers and all that kind of bullshit.
Sometimes just, oh, you know what, I got the stuff to change the scenery. Them guys are weird. You know what I mean? Them guys are the weirdest dudes on the fucking planet. They sit around all day. Yeah, they're just weird.
But a lot of those guys are the guys who are – a lot of those long relievers are guys who need to change the scenery, who are stuck in between where an organization didn't know. Are they a starter? Are they a closer? They have no idea. So they end up moving around until, all right, we're going to sign here as a long reliever / spot starter. He can spot a start every, 2-3 weeks or whatever when we need to give a guy a rest. Well, that's what the way the game's evolved now, that's what a lot of those guys end up being.
Sure. Well, listen, real quick. If Kimbrel's asking for 6, what's Britton asking for?
Less than that. Because Kimbrel's
way better.
No, I know, but that's why I'm gauging it. Okay, Kimbrel's the best one out there. So what's Britton asking for?
Logically, Britton's probably asking for 3 would be ideal to me, but I'm thinking he's asking for 4.
Think he's asking for 4? 3 or 4?
3 for like 30. 3 for 3 for 35.
To me, 3's fine.
3 for 35.
I'm thinking he's asking for 4.
I got you.
And that's probably where the hang-up is at because I don't think either the Phillies or the Cardinals or any other team is willing to give this guy 4. But he's hanging on.
Listen, all you're asking is you're either asking to go all in, all right, or rebuild. Because who the fuck wants a Meyer in the middle and have like 100 and something million payroll and be just pedestrian? You know what I mean? So you're either gonna go for it or fucking rebuild and fucking tear it down.
And listen,
you know what I mean?
You should be happy about the McCutchen signing because we took him from the Mets because the Mets were in on him, but he signed with the Phillies instead.
Mets didn't want to get in the $50 million range, so we dipped into that stupid shit.
We did, Danny. But guess what? I mean,
ATM.
If that separates you in the deal, then so be it. I like that you're aggressive.
To me, the $5 million.
Now be aggressive elsewhere.
The $5 million from what he was projected is in baseball with no cap. I
don't care about money. I'll go $100 million over to luxury.
He was
tax.
getting that third year regardless of who he got it from. The Phillies decided to go after it. I don't think that's a huge deal for them.
Why do you think I don't care about Harper and Machado? Because I don't care about going $50, $60 million over to luxury tax when I'm printing money. So it doesn't matter. To your point, I don't, the year sort of caught me off guard. Like, we're going 3 years? You know what I mean? The money's whatever. The money just is what it is. Everybody gets paid a lot in baseball. I have your kids play baseball. You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? So it's the years. Like, wait, 3? Like, we skipped over 2? Okay. All right, if that's what's got to get done. But, so my point is that you can sign as many guys as you want to because you have the money to do it. Now, are you going to be a big boy, or are you going to continue to go for the lower level players and be cute? That's all I'm saying. We're going to find out because big boys are B players too.
Listen,
you know what I mean? But we're going to find out which way you're going.
Listen, I've been a fan of a team that's been clinging on low-hanging grapefruits or low-hanging fucking fruits for years. So I get it. I totally get it.
Me, if everything says make an offer to Bumgarner or Kluber, both guys obviously on the market.
Well, from what I've heard, Bumgarner's coming. They're pulling him a little more off the market.
Yeah, they're saying they're more likely to trade him during the season.
Okay, and Kluber's still on the market though, probably.
Kluber would be huge
because Cleveland's trying to trade it all right now. They're emptying house.
Who else?
Progressive Field will be empty next year.
Kluber would be a great addition.
Who else besides
Lindor? That's all.
Who else besides Realmuto and Kluber? Like, who could you trade for? Like,
I don't know.
Realistically,
I love Realmuto, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna give all that up. When I have a catcher that's young and I project to be my starter, I got to go elsewhere. I got to go for more of a need.
We just talked about blocking the Mets basically.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I think
He's a stud, though.
The one thing about the winter meetings,
Fucking
once the
Spragues.
winter meetings do end and once these guys come off the market, other guys become available. It happens every year.
And you know what's funny, though? I always thought that you would think that the bigger guys would set the tone for the market.
It's like the opposite.
And it's the complete opposite,
Well, it's the
which is
greed.
funny.
Not
It's
this
the-
year.
it's
Last
the-
year they did.
It's the ego and the greed. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Well, Boris.
Boris wants to be last, buddy.
Well,
you know
Boris
what I mean?
got both, right?
Tip your head in.
But
Does
that's-
Boris have both?
No, I don't think so.
You don't have Machado, right?
not Harper.
He
He
just
doesn't
has Harper.
have both, no.
He
He's
just
got
has Harper.
Yeah, he's got Harper.
Okay. No, could have been funny if he had both. I'd just go with him with
No.
2 checks and be like,
But isn't it crazy how the winter meetings year to year can change? Because last year you were looking at it, and whether it was a great free agent class or not,
yeah.
you were looking at nobody was signing until the Marlins, who essentially held up the entire offseason, moved Stanton, Yelich, Ozuna. Once those guys came off the board, and that was like either the end.
Yelich was last. He bitched about it. They took the other 2 guys out, and he was like, "Dude, get me the fuck out of here."
Yeah, but like
You know what
once
I mean? So he went late. Yeah.
once those guys
Damn
moved
good outfield.
during or right after the winter meetings, that's when guys started signing. As opposed to this year, you saw a Goldschmidt get moved, you saw a McCutchen, you saw a Segura get moved. You saw Charlie Morton and all these guys who had really great years last year, some of the top free agents, Corbin, make their decisions before and not letting other guys dictate the market.
Mm-hmm. And they
So-
sort of set the market.
As opposed
You
to
know what I mean?
last year. And it was
Yeah.
crazy last year that none of them were even free agents. They were waiting for the trade market to open up.
Yeah, we were set. Yeah, they're setting the standard this year on what
That
what
is
the money is.
That is what's very interesting about Major League Baseball's hot stove, though, is year to year it is so different because of top free agent classes, but guys who are open for trade, that in any other league, I feel like it's kind of status quo. Major League Baseball, year to year, every winter meetings and every offseason is dictated by something different.
Yeah,
Last year it was the trade market. This year it's free agency. And this year, as opposed to other years when everybody waits for those top guys to sign, it didn't work out this year. Everybody's like, all right, they're going to do their thing, but we're going to clean up the other way. We're going to fill those other
We'll
needs.
see how many Boris guys
Not
are left
miss out.
standing in
Exactly.
March. You know what I mean? Come March, we'll see
Again.
how many Boris guys are
I
left.
think-
Again, wasn't Arrieta a Boris guy?
Yeah.
Because he signed like the day before spring training.
All right, Moose is his guy. They rolled the dice.
Oh, was
Scott-
Moose his guy too?
Scott
Yeah,
Boris has
he got
become
1
his
year.
own worst enemy because when
Absolutely.
Kyle Loesch, and it started when Kyle Loesch was a Philadelphia Philly, and Kyle Loesch came off of a good run with the Phillies. Off season, he was looking for 3 or 4 years for Loesch, couldn't get it. Cardinals signed him in spring training, and he ended up winning the World Series. They got an extension after that, but that was the first time that one of Boris's clients looked back at Boris and was like, "What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, like why? Yeah,
I listened to you, and this is what you got me."
Yeah, because I want to be somewhere, and I don't want to wait. You know what I mean? I almost want to know that like 2 months ahead of time, so I can plan my family, and there's more factors to
And
it than, you know.
And it's happened more and more every year with Boris clients.
Because
He's
I don't think
insistent
guys
on
want to
sitting
sit out
waiting.
there. Like I think guys want to know ASAP. I'm a free agent. I'm going here. Let's get all the let's get my house in order. So I can just focus on training my teammates
Listen.
and being in a new environment. You know what I mean? And
I remember the days
it's a
when
shame.
Thanksgiving was the mark, a little bit after Thanksgiving, and I remember the days when Christmas was the mark, and every guy wanted to know where they were going pretty much by the time Christmas came for their holidays and their families. Nowadays, you're going into spring training. I mean,
Before we
had
get
a
off
terrible
here,
offer, but-
we got a couple to read off. Parker says,
Friday.
me of everything says, are they really not signing until January? And Parker said that's what they just speculated on MLB Live from the meetings, mid to late January, maybe even early February. And then me of everything said it would be a nice wake up Xmas morning with a notification saying the Phillies signed Harper and Manny.
Well, I could see Machado because Machado wants to do the tour and visit the different cities. I could see that. I'm a little bit surprised by Harper because I really thought Harper by the end of the week or by the end of the month would be signed somewhere.
Yep, we're gonna find out, boys.
Do you think he's going to be by January?
Plus, he's a Vegas guy, so I thought maybe at the last day, which is tomorrow, you know.
Make a big thing,
Yeah,
big money ticket.
Yeah. 11 o'clock at night. and
Hey,
like, the
this is
decision-
who won the jackpot.
decision, yeah.
The jackpot, motherfuckers.
The decision, too.
Yeah, right. How about this, Sal?
LeBron sitting next to him.
No
The
Kawhi.
woodshed? Yeah,
No Kawhi.
The woodshed?
In Golden State.
Oh, yeah, woodshed.
Yep, I think the them Golden State days might be
They're dwindling.
They could be coming slowly to an end here. It's sort of amazing. But listen, fam, great fucking show. Let's get the hell out of here. Past 12 o'clock. Fuck, I got a little tired there.
Good to see the Cromer, man.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, Dad. Love
Sorry,
to
I
see
popped
you.
in at the end there.
Nah, you didn't pop in. You came in. We got hot with each other. I love it. A little back and forth.
We don't do that often.
No, but then we all met somewhere, which is a beautiful thing, right? Like, there's a lot of energy,
Family.
a lot of emotion, right?
It's like my Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
We sit down, tell you why you can
And I'm
fuck
like, you know
yourself,
what, I
and then
agree with-
after that, we're like, hey, let's be thankful.
It's a Festivus.
Where do we get to?
Festivus for the rest of us.
I agreed with them.
And you aired your grievances.
And I agree.
Now wrestle.
I ended up agreeing with them. Like, yeah, there's other ways you can
That's
be
tomorrow
contenders,
night.
right, Danny? Danny,
wanna wrestle him.
is there other ways we can be contenders besides them two?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's what we all agreed on tonight.
Absolutely.
We're going to find out if Matt Quintak has a fucking sack in the next month.
That's just the way I operate. You know what I mean? Like, I'll
What,
spend
sack
$100.
out?
No, I want more. I just want more stuff. Like, I'll spend $100 on dinner, but I can eat steak, I need potatoes,
Yeah, I
I need
need a lot.
vegetables, I need
Right.
cheesecake,
I need a lot.
I need a couple beers, and then I'm good. Right? I'm not gonna. And don't give me just one giant steak. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I need a lot.
I need stuff. I need stuff. I need stuff.
I need a ton. Later, Spidey. Later, later, me of everything. Oh, man. AM and the PM, HTD Radio. Brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC. Find them on the web, gibsonmayer.com. No Mr. Mataraki tonight.
Came out of the pen.
No Mr. Milwaukee. We have baseball talk. We brought tons of relievers out. Well, Danny's more of a mainstay, but, we brought out the sweeper and we brought out the Cromer just to close the door.
Just driving around.
Couple Kimbrels.
Just driving around neighborhoods.
Force myself
in a
in.
vest. The vest is driving around looking for the right house.
I said, you motherfuckers need some good looks on this shit. Some motherfuckers dapper as fuck on here.
You ain't kidding, buddy.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Later, boys. Later, Park.
See you,
All right, fam. We out. Tomorrow night, you got Lazy Booking with the Cromer, followed by the Hockey Happy Hour right after. Friday, you got the Philly sports guys on Friday night.
Are they on Friday?
Yeah, they started last
Nice.
Friday, so this Friday they'll be on at 8 o'clock.
Nice.
Saturday,
Excited.
you got Kyle and the Hooligans if you want to listen to Pro Foles and how how Jesus Christ has risen. That'll be Saturday. And then Sunday, me, Sweepsy, and Wilson will talk about everything leading up to the game against the Rams in Blowout City.
I'll be in LA.
Enjoy yourself. Hopefully,
Safe travels, Cromer.
yeah.
I don't know how much I'm gonna enjoy myself.
The
for
flight might be better than the game, and I'm out of flyer. We out. Thanks, Robbie.
Hello again, everyone. This is Bob Manny, and you're listening to Tom and Mike. AM in the PM, only on A2D Radio. Tom and Mike, these guys are fucking awesome. But their side piece, Greg, that guy is a goddamn problem.